Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. Get ready for Game 2 of Wild Card Weekend. Super Wild Card Weekend. Wild Card Saturday, if you will. We just had an absolute banger to start these playoffs off there with the Rams winning 34-31 over the Carolina Panthers. I certainly hope that you enjoyed our stream and watching that. And now we have the oldest rivalry in the National Football League. The Green Bay Packers from all the way up north there in Wisconsin, in snowy Wisconsin. But you know where else it's snowy, ladies and gentlemen? It is currently very snowy at Vaunted Soldier Field, which has had a UFO in it for the last couple of decades, where the Chicago Bears reside. These two founding franchises of the National Football League, the league's DNA running through them, now meet up here on this Saturday night to see who can advance here in the NFL playoffs. Will it be the Bears, champions of the NFC North? Will it be the Packers, who snuck in as a 7 seed? We're going to find out here in just one moment as I go ahead and fix the timeouts here that I didn't fix from the last game. There we go. So all teams have all complement. The Bears are wearing oh no. Why are these teams wearing monochromatic uniforms? Oh, that's a kiss of death. That's a kiss of death. The Panthers just wore all black and they're out. Now the Bears, in their first playoff game in a lot of years, are wearing monochromatic all navy blue uniforms. Oh no. Oh no. Bears, you had to wear the white pants. You had to wear the white pants. This could be a sign. This could be a sign that the Packers will win. Again, I root for uniforms. I do. I'm a uniform nerd. I'm a logo nerd. Always have been. Always will be. And shit like this annoys the hell out of me. ELS in the chat says the Packers are ready to prove the doubters wrong. Go, Pack, go. Time to beat those effing Bears. ELS, he is set. He's ready to go. Are you? Are you ready for football action here on this Saturday night? As they say, Saturday night's all right for fighting, as Elton John says. Has Elton John ever gotten into a fight? He might have. I don't know. He maybe back in the day. Maybe it's, 70s were a different time. Cocaine did a lot of shit to people. Let's just be honest. But thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. You like anything about this channel, these streams, anything that I do here, and I don't know why you would, but if you do, please hit that like button. It certainly helps us out here on this channel. If you want to go ahead and hit that share button as well, more people, more eyes, it certainly helps us let the world know that we exist. That is certainly a huge help to us. And, of course, as always, if you just haven't done so yet or you're brand new here, it's your first time ever coming here, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below and in the top of our chat. You want to come to our chat, by the way, make sure you hit live chat instead of top chat, as I did not have that in there. Irish in the chat in there with us, as this is going to be a wild. I don't know if it could be any more wild than the last game we just had, but this certainly could be. It could be a fun one, especially now that I see the Bears. They're wearing all monochromatic uniforms. I don't like that. I don't like it. But maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe the Bears will come out and they'll just kick everybody's ass wearing the monochromatic uniforms. And I'll be like, I was wrong. Look at me being wrong. But I certainly hope that, well, I don't know. It would have been better with the white pants. That's all I'm saying. ELS in the chat says, I've heard all the shit from all the Bears fans saying that the Bears will murder They're going to murderize them. They're going to murder the Packers. And they're saying Caleb Williams is the next Tom Brady out here. He says, tired of it. I don't want to hear that nonsense. He says, bear hunting season is up here in Wisconsin. We're going to grab our cheese. We're going out to the woods. Why? It's bear hunting season. That's what ELS says. Jimbo in the chat says, really, ELS, all week you were telling me basically that you guys had no chance. James Houlihan in the chat says, let's go Bears, beat the Packers. ELS says, Jimbo, shut your ass up. Every now and then, man, ELS catches me off guard. I love it. Jimbo, shut your ass up. I don't need to hear your negativity. You were the one providing the negativity, though, ELS. You were the one saying, oh, we don't have a chance. We don't have a chance. Crafty says, Seahawks fans right now talking to the Panthers defense. You had one job, damn it. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens here. Because, again, if the Packers win or if the 49ers win, the Rams will not be playing the Seahawks. So we'll see what happens here. Paul in the chat says, ELS is so angry. Alicia, the phone is charged. She's back in there. She says, Rrr, I'm here. It's great to see you, Alicia. Thank you so much for joining us. Alicia, of course, is Jimbo's beautiful, lovely wife. And Jimbo, of course, as you know, part founder of this particular channel. We started that all the way back. By the way, I know for a long time you saw established 2018. That's when Jimbo reestablished this show. But this show actually started, believe it or not, now that we're in 2026, 10 years ago is when Stay Tuned Sports, the idea and the first podcast that we ever made from my little cigarette smoke-filled apartment in Wilkes-Barre was in 2016. So this is the 10-year anniversary of Stay Tuned Sports. So congratulations. 10 years we've been doing this, and it was only about a year and a half ago we decided, hey, maybe we should go on YouTube. Maybe we should actually make this a thing. Jimbo says, ELS, are those cookies you made the God cookies? You might need those after this game. Jimbo says, I believe it was April 2016 that was the first podcast episode we did. Because that's it. I seem to remember being right around March Madness, and then like the draft is when we kind of jumped into it. So time flies, man. Time certainly does. Oh, good cookies. I said God cookies. Yeah, maybe he needs God cookies too. I don't know. Alicia in the chat says, OG fan. Yeah, Alicia's been along for the whole ride, man. Wait, I got to be careful how I say that with Alicia. If I say ride on Alicia, she's going to think something else. As terrible as I am, Alicia's along the same way. So is Jimbo. Jimbo, actually, I think Jimbo might be more innocent than me or Alicia, which is saying something. I mean, he's not quite ELS innocent, but. So here we go, getting ready for the kickoff here. Who's getting the ball first? 33 degrees, feels like 17. It's currently cloudy. The snow is stopped as of right now. Don't know if it's going to start up again during the game. Wind gusts of 15 plus miles an hour. Jimbo says, ranking innocent to guilty, me, you, Alicia. The fact that you rank Alicia as more perverted and out there than me that's a thing. Like, I'm surprised by that because I am a terribly perverted individual. Kick is away, and the Bears are going to get the first possession of this game, by the way. Bears do a fake end around on the kickoff return, only get it up to about the 32, and that's where they're going to start this particular game off. Alicia says, I'm insulted. You shouldn't be insulted. That's quite the elevation, you know. Crafty says, Jordan Love must have devoted all his time on the bench to getting those cornrows. So here we go. 1st and 10. Caleb Williams and the Bears looking to go ahead and start this game off on the right foot is what they want to do. Hand off to Swift on 1st down. Going to be good for a yard. 1 yard run, 2nd and 9, coming up from the 33. Pure degeneracy. Yeah. No, I agree. And listen, I'm not saying Alicia isn't a degenerate. I mean, clearly she is. I just thought I was more of a degenerate, but looks like I got to step my game up. Looks like I've lost my touch. I've lost my edge. Oh, okay. You're drunk and you forgot you misunderstood. So now you feel honored. As well you should. DJ Moore with the reception there. It's going to be good for 6 yards. 3rd down and 3 from the 39. No, that's not ELS deleting a comment, Lloyd. That was you deleting a comment. If ELS deleted a comment, I would see it said deleted. Unless he is, I don't know. From here, it would usually say message deleted by ELS, but it doesn't. Jimbo in the chat says, ELS, I'll say this. I hope the Pack wins so that Philadelphia can play them so that we can beat them and then you can have a good and that we can have a good trash talk game. Well, maybe. Throws. Boy, Caleb Williams threading the needle. Good for 5 yards to Burden, and that's going to be a 1st down at the 44-yard line. Move the chains. 1st down, Bears. Jimbo says we're already 2 minutes in, and the chat is slowly going off the rails. It's Saturday night, baby. It's Saturday night. The booze is flowing. I haven't got my drink yet because there was a very quick changeover from the end of the last game to this one. But I will be getting my Jägermeister and Mountain Dew. Oh, yes, I will. I was going to say, I don't know who deleted it. It wasn't ELS and it wasn't me. I don't know what it said. So, Caleb. That is a Bover throw if I ever saw one. Boy, Bo Nix he's going to file a lawsuit because that was copyrighted trademark. Bo Nix Bover throw. 2nd and 10. Coming up for Caleb and the Bears from their own 44. I think ELS meant to say, I'm not deleting any comments, which he's not. Because, again, I would see if he was. That's the good thing about being, the channel owner and having, you can see behind the curtain there. Yeah, no, ELS didn't delete it. Alicia says, don't make me get out the butt plugs. Do you have butt plugs? Do you even have butt plugs? I don't even know. I doubt your ownership of butt plugs. Bug blocks you're talking about? Spark plugs? Boy, the Packers have everybody up at the line here on 3rd and 8. Bears throw. It's a bit of a screen, and following his blockers is Burden, and that's going to be another 1st down. And that's going to get it all the way down to the Packers' 42-yard line, 12-yard pass. 1st down, Bears. Oh yeah, Lloyd. No, I mean I agree. She's right up there. She's up there as far as that goes. The degeneracy goes. Absolutely. Oh, did my old man call me? Did I miss my old man's call? I might have, Dad. Yeah. Whoa! Look at DeAndre Swift. He's taking that ball there and going for 8 yards. Right up the middle, gets it down to the Packers' 34-yard line. 2nd and 2. Bears looking very good, very efficient on this opening drive. Lloyd, you say that as if it's a bad thing. Like I mean, that is what it is. Jimbo in chat says, ELS, behave, bud, unless they're really bad comments. I think we're going to be fine. Oh, we got a little bit of trickeration here. Is Komet going to throw the ball? He was gonna, and then he pulls it down. He might have the first down. Couldn't find anybody open. It looked like it was going to be a nice little option play there for Komet. They're going to have him just short of the first down, 3rd and 1. Third and inches, handoff, and that is easily a first down all the way to the 24-yard line. That is Monongai. Monongai. And that's going to be a first down gain of 9 yards for Monongai. Alicia says, that's it. I'm getting my plugs with the fur. You do not have the furry tail plugs. First of all, you're not a furry. Second of all, you don't exactly strike me as the fox dress-up kind of person. Whoa, that again was trying to be a little trickeration play there for the Bears. Instead, that's going to be a 4-yard loss for Luther Burden. And the Bears moves it all the way back to the 28-yard line. 2nd and 14 coming up. Second and 14. This is going to be a handoff to Swift, who's going to get 2 yards. So 3rd and 12 upcoming. Again, Lloyd, what makes it unsavory? Oh, why is God can listen? That whole Gemini shit on these Google and Samsung and everything. Stop it. Nobody wants your AI bullshit. Lloyd, you don't know me, man. You don't know me. Throws over the middle, cut, and that's going to be a first down. Unbelievable. On 3rd and 12, it's a 12-yard pass to DJ Moore and a first down at the Packers 14. The Packers had the Bears in a 3rd and 12 and gave up a first down. Caleb, they're going hurry up here. He's looking. He throws towards the end zone. Incomplete. Almost had Odunze in the back. It was just a little too high. It looked like he might have been throwing it away. The Bears have the ball, as you can tell by the little there we go. The little highlighter there. When the Packers get the ball, it'll be over by their little highlighter. Here, let me show you a demonstration here, Lloyd, just so that you know. This would be if the Packers have the ball. That's where that'll be. But since the Bears have the ball, it is over here. I think it's a little more clearer than Amazon's is, to tell you the truth. Third and 5 for the Bears. Caleb takes the snap. He's back. He's back. He keeps on going back. This time he throws, and that is going to be incomplete again. And that's going to be 4th and 5. And it appears that the Bears will take the points. The smart play So this is Carlos Santos. Snap, hold. Packers tried to block it, but it's up and it is good. And the Bears take an early 3-0 lead on the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, Lloyd, I wanted to do something different for the playoffs, like something special. I want to be like, hey, this is nice little graphics change there for the playoff show. It's just an extra little thing. And you know me, I'm addicted to making graphics and doing shit like that. So I was just like, let's see. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this like permanent for like all of next year and then do a new one for next year's playoffs, or if I'm going to keep the one I had and then just use this one for playoffs going forward. We'll see. I might modernize the one I had for next year because I do like the ovals, the old Fox style ovals. I love those. I do love those. So that's something to figure out. But for now, this is going to be just for the playoffs. This particular layout. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how people like it. I can understand with the font. Maybe now that I look at the font, it might be a little too unreadable. Maybe I'll change that for next week. We'll see. What, I get another buzz here? What am I doing here? Oh, there's my dad's call. I missed that. Still no. Yeah, so I wonder if there is there snow in the forecast there for Chicago. Let's check our weather app. Let's go full Jim Cantori here. Trying to find some weather here. Will we have any weather, or is it all gone? Yeah, it looks like there might be some flurries later, but for the most part, the snow's gone. Boo! I wanted snow. I wanted the snow. The snow would have been nice. Either way, getting ready for the kickoff here for the Bears. Jimbo in the chat. He says, I will say, on top of what you said about our graphics, they are 1,000% better compared to how we started. And I liked them back then too. No, 1,000%. I agree. As the more we've done this, we've got a flag down already on the kickoff as the Packers are stopped near the 25. But as I've had two flags on in play, let's see what happened. Holding against the Packers, so not two flags, just one flag. Alicia says, you did a 10-year anniversary graphic. I should make a 10-year logo for Stay Tuned Sports. I'll probably get that out. That's a good idea. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Packers from the 15-yard line. 6:58 remaining here in the first quarter. It's going to be a handoff here on 1st and 10. It's going to be a first down and a gain of about 14 yards on the play. Jaden Reed with the end around there. And now it's 1st and 10 on the 29. Jordan Love steps back, throws. He was looking for Christian Watson, and it's going to be incomplete. I think that was Jordan Love's first pass attempt. And it was. 0 for 1. Jimbo says, bring back the OG logo if you have it for a month. I got to remember what the original one was. I know I had the background for a while. They had all the different logos on it, but throw that's going to be caught. 9-yard pass to Luke Musgrave for the Packers. Going to be 3rd and 1 now, down at the 38. I wish I still had the one external drive that didn't fry on me, because I think that might have had some of the old episodes on it. I'd love to have that first episode still, and just listen to how bad it sounds. Probably. Jordan Love takes a snap. He looks, throws deep ball, and he's got his man. It's the great Gazoo, Romeo Doubs. Oh my! The Guardian cap looks like it gets bigger every week. 33-yard pass, gets it all the way down to the Bears' 29-yard line. First down. Go Pack Go. So 1st and 10 now from the Bears' 29 after that 33-yard pass play to Romeo Doubs in his great Gazoo helmet. This is going to be a pitch out to Jacobs. He's going to turn it upfield, and that's going to be a gain of 10. That's a horrible spot from the official. They're marking him short and make it 2nd and 1. He had gotten past that first down marker. Horrible spot by the official. Yeah, if you still have some of those early ones, that would be incredible. Because we had those. Then there was, 20, when I moved out of Wilkes-Barre is when I had to stop the show. And that was in 2017. And then that was it. The show kind of went on hiatus there. Then you took over in 2018 and kind of reformatted it with shoulders. I remember you started with shoulders, and that's why I did the logo with you and shoulders on it. But he never showed up. You started the show with him, and then it never really worked. By the way, 5-yard run there for Jacobs on 2nd and 1. And that gets it down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Packers. 3:40 remaining in the first quarter. Clock is running. Golden in motion. Hand off here to Jacobs. He's going to cut up field and then powers his way to about the 10.5-yard line. 2nd and 5. Alicia says, oh my God, he's pulling out the old hard drives looking for the old logo and shows. I was going to say, it's got to be online somewhere. Like, I have a couple of the old, like, again, we've gone through, like, so many different logos. Crafty in the chat says, I swear, Dobbs adds another Guardian cap to his helmet that's what I said. It looks like that Guardian cap gets bigger every goddamn week. 3-yard pass. Jordan Love gets it to Reed. And he's pushed out of bounds at the Chicago Bears' 7-yard line. 3rd and 2 upcoming. Clock is running. We are at 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in the first quarter. The Bears opened up their first drive with a field goal. The Packers looking to do a little bit more. Can they get a first down? Can they get a touchdown? Or will they be held to 3 points? Play action. Love throws. That's going to be caught by Christian Watson, and he's in. Touchdown. Green Bay Packers. And the Packers take a lead. And this was the problem when it came to the Bears. When I was actually looking at this game, even though I picked them, I said they can't. You can't keep falling down early. You can't keep missing opportunities to score, and you can't keep trying to play a comeback game. Even if it's a team like Green Bay, you can't do it. And look at what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Early on here in the first quarter, 2:06. Actually, so it's not too early in the first quarter, but early in the game. The Bears, they have a great drive, go down the field, only get 3. The Packers, they go down the field after starting off in very bad field position due to a bad return and then a penalty. Jaquan Brisker, safety for the Bears, he's currently down on the field being attended to. Yeah, I think we did stuff with Eddie and Ham Radio. Yeah, wow. That's just. I remember when I had the acoustic foam on the wall. Had that all set up. That was crazy. So Jaquan Brisker being helped off the field. He's walking off his own power, so he's looking okay. Which, of course, is good to see. So waiting for the extra point here from the Packers. Packers lining up for the extra point here. Snap, hold, that kick is up, and it is through. So it is a full 7-3 lead now for the Go Pack Go. And the Bears will get the ball back here. Jimbo in the chat says, we are old, dude. Yes, we are. We are very old people, but still doing what we love. And that's the key to everything there, as we see, who is that? Carissa Thompson trying to tell us to bet on DraftKings. Carissa, you can tell me a lot of things because I've seen that video, so that's good. Give me a second. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab myself a beverage. Jägermeister. Ah, there we go. And I got my beverage. Jimbo says, "Boo, pack, boo," trying to instigate our good friend DLS, who I think I think he might have checked out. I don't know. That return for the Bears, they're going to get that up to about the 30-yard line, and that's where they're going to start their second drive of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports for this wild card weekend. We already had a wild game on wild card weekend to start off with the Rams narrowly defeating the Carolina Panthers 34-31 in Charlotte. Beautiful, beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. We got a handoff here on 1st and 10. That's going to be Monongai with a 4-yard run. Makes it 2nd and 6 for the Bears from their own 34. Second and 6. 1:25 remaining in the first quarter. The clock is running. Caleb's under center. Going to be another run here. And the Packers are there to stuff it right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Somehow they're going to sit there and say it was a 1-yard gain. I don't know about that, but we'll go with their assessment. 3rd and 5 from the 35. Crafty in the chat says, I was wondering why my laptop screen smelled like Swiss cheese. Then I realized it's just the defenses. I don't know. The Packers defense right now seems to hold him. Again, they've got everybody up at the line of scrimmage. Oh, they're getting into the backfield. They are chasing Caleb. He's just going to chuck this one. It is caught by DJ Moore, but it is short of the first down by about 2 yards. It's going to be 4th and 2 from the Bears 38. Do they go for it? Do you try to push already? Again, that might be the last play. It's 4th and 2. There's 23, 22, 21 seconds left. If I'm the Bears, this appears like they're just going to go ahead and try to get an offsides before the clock expires. If I'm the Packers, I don't move. Will the Bears actually snap this ball? That'll be ballsy. That'll be ballsy. That'll be ballsy. 3, 2, 1, and there. No snap. The quarter runs out, and that is how the first quarter ends. Bears will face a 4th and 2 to start the second quarter. Will they kick it? Most likely. Are they going to go for it? That would be dumb, but they might do it. Who knows? And the Packers might have the first real good defensive stop here. They did kind of, they eventually stopped the Bears on the first drive and held them to a field goal. The Packers were able to go down the field and get themselves a touchdown on their first drive. And it appears that the Packers will get the Bears to go on a 3-and-out here. So we'll see. Hi, Peppa Jack. Yes. Crafty says going for it, 4th and 2 on your own 38. That'll take more balls than a Diddy freak-off. Those would be some shiny balls, too, with all the oil and everything. You got to be properly lubed up if you go into a Diddy freak-off. You got to be properly lubed up. You know how it goes. You know how it is. So there we go. End of the first quarter. Start the second quarter here soon after all these commercials are done. Bears facing that 4th and 2 still from the 38-yard line. Trailing 7-3 to their hated divisional rivals, the Green Bay Packers, who also happen to be ELS's favorite team. Wait, hold on a second here. I want to check some messages. Peppa Jack sent me a message before. It looks like Yeah, you sent me the one about, well, because you went the one responding about Vecna, which was funny. Oh, you're sending me clips of Baby Godzilla from space. Yeah, we still gotta watch that because you want to see Baby Godzilla. Yo, a Godzilla ice cream cone. Let's go. Where's that? Kind of want that. Where can get? Probably have to be in Japan. Yeah. Oh my God, they're gonna go for it. Caleb Williams is on the field. Trips to the left for Caleb. And they snap the ball. Holy shit, they're going for it. Thrown over the middle, and it's caught. They get it. DJ Moore with the catch, first down. Whoa! What balls from Ben Johnson and the Bears. Big ball Bears. And it's a first down at the Green Bay Packers 44-yard line, a gain of 18 yards. On 4th and 2 from their own 38. Unbelievable. Hand off to Swift, and that's going to be good for 2 yards. Irish in the chat says that took some balls. Woo, doggy. Second and 7. Pass to DJ Moore out of the backfield. He slips on the turf at Soldier Field. Notoriously pretty shitty. And that's going to be no gain, 3rd and 7. Handoff here, 3rd and 6. Monanga is going to get that, and he's going to go nowhere, too. 4th and 6. Coming up for the Bears after that incredible 4th down call inside their own 38-yard line. Now they're facing 4th and 6 from the Packers' 40-yard line, and the Bears are going for it again. This one seems to make a little bit more sense given the field position. But Ben Johnson, he's kind of channeling his inner Dan Campbell here. Trips to the left again for the Bears. Caleb gets the snap. Throws. Deep ball. Intercepted. You should have just dropped it. You should have just dropped it. You would have had a far better field position. What a dumb play. What a dumb play from the Packers. Dumb. You let that go. Yeah, you're stupid, Valentine. It was 4th down. Let it go. You just gave up. What is that? 27 yards of field position? Unbelievable. ELS says, "Attaboy defense, let's get some more points." Boy, if I'm the defensive coach there, I'm sitting Valentine the rest of the game. What are you doing? You just put your team in a hole. They could have had fantastic field position at their own 40-yard line, Instead, now you're at your own 13. You put yourself in a hole. What are you doing? Some of these guys don't think at all. Crafty says that basically just became a good punt. Yeah. You're questioning about whether or not, do we go for it? Yeah, punting from here doesn't mean anything. That's a good punt. That was a good punt. Irish in the chat agrees. Yeah, nice arm punt. That's exactly what it was. ELS says, I don't give a shit. I would have taken the interception. Our offense did good on the first drive. All right, but you can do even better if your starting field position is on the 40 instead of the 13. 27 yards of field position is a lot. That's more than quarter of the field. Jimbo says that sounds like a Giants player or a player that Joe Shane would get. Well, we had a player on the Packers secondary who I think would make a smarter play than that, and that would have been Xavier McKinney. But, of course, the Giants had to let him go. I got to say, second season of Fallout, it's been a bit slower than I wanted it to be. It seems to be a little bit more fluid. Move that down a little bit. It seems a little bit slower than the first one. Irish in the chat says, things like that matter in the playoffs. I agree. Crafty says the worst part is they were celebrating it. I agree. Jimbo also says, I hate how you have to change to live chat. YouTube fix it. Yeah, YouTube loves doing dumb shit like that. That's why if you're in the chat room with us, ladies and gentlemen, make sure on your toggle down menu there on the top, you have live chat and not top chat. Ooh, chicken. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bubba. I got chicken tenders. Let's go. Now we're watching football. I got chicken fingers. I got booze. I got football, and I got my good friends here in the chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports and watching this wild card. What do you got there? Oh, okay. Why does it look like you had, what did you have in the microwave? Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot that you had gotten that too. Yeah, sure. Why not? Thank you. Oh, there we go. That's going to be Jacobs with the carry, and that's going to be 13 yards. On that play, gets it all the way down to the Packers' 33-yard line. So I guess, hey, listen, ELS might have been right. He's like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Crafty says Caleb melting the F down. I wouldn't say that either. I wouldn't say he's doing that either. I think everybody needs to relax just a little bit. Oh, Love was looking to find a way to get rid of that. He does. They're going to say incomplete pass. Didn't know if that was going to be a fumble or not. And we have a bear down. We have a bear down. And now we have an injury timeout. For the Bears. So, Packers are sitting at 2nd and 10 from their own 33-yard line with 11:04 remaining here in the second quarter. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. Enjoying a couple of cheap chicken fingers from Quick Check. They're cheap. I wouldn't say they're particularly gourmet, but they're good enough, and that's what works for me. So we'll see what happens with the Packers and the Bears after this injury timeout. I'm done, and after I'm done stuffing my face with good chicken-like substance. Is it chicken? It could be. I don't know. Are you done with the buffalo? Okay. Yeah, then I'll put this away too. That away. Over the stream. I'll be nice and sweaty. Thank you, my lover. I love you. Jimbo says, ever have Wingstop wings? No, I haven't. I don't like any of the chains. Wings are expensive, like everywhere now, which is kind of dumb. But they're even more expensive at like your Buffalo Wild Wings and Wingstop and stuff. I just won't do it. It's too much money for wings. Like I don't eat buffalo wings anymore because of how dumb, stupidly expensive they are. It should not cost you $12, $13, $14 for 8 wings. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Oh, and they got an air cast on my buddy, and they're going to cart him off. Poor, this is Edwards for the Bears. Oh, no. And I don't think they're going to be showing the replay. TJ Edwards, 7th season there. And there he goes, getting carted off. Hopefully it's just a precaution, but you never know. Yeah, Irish. I said bear down. Bear down. Crafty says, disastrous start for the Bears. I'm going to tell you what. It wasn't bad. I'm not going to say it's disastrous. They got a field goal. They look at, it was a non-contact injury. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not good. Irish says, hey, that's why you just got to get the app and get the free 6-piece every year. Jordan Love, look, throws on the run, and he's got Golden, and Golden's got a huge gain down into Bears territory near the 30. They're going to mark him down at the 28-yard line of the Bears. 39-yard gain from Love to Golden. Golden gets a 16-yard yak on that one. First down, Packers. So all of us hemming and hawing about, why are you intercept there? Down to the 13-yard line. What are you doing? The Packers told us, all of us, basically, to shut the fuck up because they got this. And now they have 1st and 10 from the Bears. They're going to move the ball. They mark it more at the 31. So 1st and 10 at the 31 now. Yeah, Irish, I just saw they showed the replay of it, and it was a completely non-contact injury. So that has me concerned that it's definitely what we fear it is. Hand off to Wilson as his big old legs keep on churning. Hey, he's going to get 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Bears defense looking for some kind of stop here. Packers already in field goal range, obviously. Love's going to pull it down, and he gets fucking lit up. Trying to curse less. But wow.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And that makes it 3rd and 8 now. 1 yard loss on the sack. 9 minutes and counting remaining here in the second quarter. Packers facing a 3rd and 8. Play clock hit 0. Is that going to be a flag? They threw a flag. They're going to say they got a timeout in, but you threw the flag. Once the flag hits, it gets counted. So eat shit. But it is a timeout by the Packers, not a flag for delay of game. So it's still going to be 3rd and 8 from the 29. Irish says, yeah, no, looking at the replay, his leg was wobbling. Yeah, as it would. So here we go. 3rd and 8. Love's got trips to his right. He's going to look, throws, and the Gazoo catches it, and it's a first down. And then he's throwing out of bounds. Is that going to be a flag? No flag for a late hit or unnecessary roughness. But it is a first down for the Packers. They keep the chains moving. 1st and 10. From the Bears 19. As I speak with my mouth full, which you should never do. That's terrible manners. Hand off to Jacobs. Half a yard if that. 2nd and 9. Jimbo says, "Look like a sprained ankle to me." Are you pulling the? You're doing the Troy Aikman thing. I know exactly what you're doing, Jimbo. I grow back in the chat. Great to see you, buddy. He says we are going for the Bears. Well, you better go a little more for them because right now the Packers seem to have them up against the ropes. 2nd and 9. Going to be another handoff and another stop at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 9. $7:05 remaining in the second quarter. Alicia in the chat goes, roar. Alicia, I think, has imbibed a couple of beverages today, which is fine. A wild Alicia is always fun. Play clock at 3, at 2, at 1. They do get the snap off. Love looks. Floating caught. Touchdown, Green Bay Packers, Jalen Reed. And the Packers. Jaden Reed, sorry. I don't know why I said Jalen. And the Packers are an extra point away from taking an 11-point lead. Wow. This is exactly what the Bears couldn't do. I said it. They've been doing it all year. But you can't, this is the playoffs. This is different. You can't go down early and expect to come all the way back like they've been doing. So they get the touchdown. The 13 points is there. The extra point is now up, and it is good. And so the Packers now lead 14-3 over the Bears. And the Packers might, the Packers and the Bears might just be bailing out the Seahawks. ELS in the chat says, let's go Pack, go, Jaden Reed. To which then Alicia says, no, ELS, we roar in here, roar. Irish says, fraud alert. That's possible. ELS, trust me, you're a little bit of a youngin', but It's probably best to just do whatever Alicia tells you to do. You might have a fun time that way. Oh, Alicia says, no. You have to do, grrr, roar. That's it. You got to do the grrr, roar. Whenever you got something like that, whenever you're dealing with the animal mascot, you got to do roar. That's just common protocol. Although with the Packers, I don't know why the Packers would roar. I mean, unless, roar. That kind of, you know what I'm saying. There you go, ELS. It's just better to do what she says. Jimbo says, thank you, King. That made my bad day better. That's what I live here for. I live for cheering up the masses. Because when you think of King, you think of happy and cheery. Who doesn't? I just can't watch the NBA. I know somebody was like, hey, now they got nothing going on once the NFL ends, maybe do NBA. I can't do the NBA. I just can't watch it. College ball, I might. I might do a couple college games. Obviously, the Olympics coming up, going to be doing some of the hockey games there, and then the NHL hockey games after that. If I can find curling, I'll do it. ESPN used to have it, and then they stopped their relationship with TSN, so they don't do it anymore. Bears get the kickoff. They're going to return it up to the 25 to the 27, and that's where they'll start. 6:38 remaining. Oh, Jimbo says Alicia's been asking for a couple of weeks. When you shaving the head? I don't. I was just talking about today how it's weird because I kind of got the Lord Farquaad thing happening in the back here. I don't like it. Maybe I'll do a ponytail on it. I'll go full 80s like businessman with the balding top and the ponytail in the back. But Caleb on 1st and 10. Can't find anybody open. Scampers for 2 yards. That's going to be 2nd and 8 at the 29. Alicia says, hey, I'm still in the gym. And then says, wait, chat. So, you still, I mean, if you're in gym, that's a hell of a Saturday night for both of you. I'll tell you that. ELS says, King, with you, I'm thinking about drinking my soul away. I've done that. I've been in those areas, man. 2nd and 8. That's going to be a 4-yard run there from Swift right up the middle. That's going to leave 3rd and 4 from the 33. I could, Jimbo. I could do that. Worst football game ever. 3rd and 4 for Caleb. Throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. Come in, and he fumbles the ball. It looks like the Bears jumped on it, and they will keep possession. Holy shit nuggets, that was almost terrible. That was almost disaster class for the Bears. That was a catch. Stop it. All right, we got a challenge here. Oop, I punched the microphone. Packers are going to challenge this. Oh, they did the expedited review on the challenge and say incomplete pass. I thought that was a catch. Packers aren't going to be charged a timeout, but I thought that was a catch. So that makes it 4th and 4. From the Bears, can you challenge a challenge? Alicia in the chat says, hey, we can start an OnlyFans, Jimbo? Yeah, we can go live action. Hey, listen, this day and age, it's a quick way to make a buck. Jimbo says 2012, King. 2012, drink our soul. Dude, that was those early years of our friendship, that late 2012 and then 2013, 2014, even 2015. Yeah, man. Those are some times. Those were some times. Jimbo says, should we start an OnlyFans Stay Tuned Sports account? I'll share the Brandon with you guys. You guys want to go out there? Yeah, why not? You guys can do your thing while the game's on in the background and comment on the game while doing your thing. That. Hipped at the line. That was messed up all over. They went for it 4th and 4 in their own end. Trying to do another ballsy move there for the Bears. Bad snap. Throws, tipped at the line, incomplete. And now the Packers have the ball at the Bears' 33-yard line. Holy shit. All this talk about OnlyFans and banging. And we almost skipped over the fact that the Bears went for it 4th and 4 on their own 32-yard line. They tried to be ballsy again. You can only have so many balls. And that time it was a bad snap, high snap. Then Caleb tries to throw it quickly. Knocked down at the line, incomplete. And now the Packers have a chance here, a real chance to start blowing this game wide open. ELS says, attaboy, defense. Nice stop. There's a handoff to Jacobs, and he's going to get about 7, and he does get 7. 2nd and 3 coming up from the Bears' 25-yard line. Ooh, this has a chance to start getting ugly, folks. And we have another injured Bear. Boy, the Bears really are down in this game. Andrew Billings, the injured Bear, down. Yes, Bear down, I know. Alicia says, we would be rich, and a lot of people would need therapy. See, this is the thing, Alicia, and it's the one thing I've learned about like that sort of things, if you're looking at that sort of stuff. The people that are actively participating in that and purchasing those services already far in well need of therapy services as well. So I don't think anything that you or Jimbo would be doing on those particular streams would be anything that would be harming anybody more than they already are. So at that point, I say, go nuts. Crafty in the chat says, Ben Johnson has been showing more balls than Spalding. Leave it to Crafty or a resident dad joker to get a Spalding joke in there. When was the last time anybody really thought about Spalding or Wilson? Or everybody's favorite dodgeball maker, Voight. Still love that sound. Dong. Want to play dodgeball? Dong. Ow. The worst. Dong. 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 And, again, it's hard to do the exact sound, but you guys, all you had to do was say dodgeball. You know the sound of a Voight ball. Here we go. Handoff here on 2nd and 3. They're going to mark Jacobs just short. Going to be 3rd and 1 from the 23. Ow. Sorry, excuse me there with the drink. 3rd and 1. Handoff to Jacobs, and he's not going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 4th down and 1 for the Packers at the 23. Will they go for it, or will they just take the points? And they're going to go for it here. Fourth and 1, 3:36 remaining. Under center is Love. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws. Watson wide open. He's going to get out to the 10, to the 5. He jumps. He drops the ball, and then he recovers it, and it's a touchdown, Packers. What a crazy-ass play. I don't know if they go to the touchdown when he went in or if Romeo Doubs recovered it, and that made the touchdown. Either way, it is a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers, and they are starting to lay it on here. The Chicago Bears. Okay, so this is what it is. It is not a touchdown. It is not a touchdown. What happened was they said since he fumbled before he got into the end zone, and indeed it was fumbled before the end zone, since he was not the one to recover it, you can't advance a fumble by somebody else. So since the Packers did recover it, what they're going to do is bring it back to the point of the fumble, which is about the 1 yard line, and it's going to be 1st and goal Packers. So no touchdown yet, but they are right there. And I'll get to that 1 second, Jimbo. Throws. Whoa, that was very much a Russell Wilson Super Bowl 49 pass there. That was almost intercepted. 2nd and goal coming up from the Packers. Jimbo's question is, so here's the question. Were the Lions good because of Ben Johnson's offense or Dan Campbell's culture? But that's the thing, too, because Ben Johnson's been showing a lot of that Dan Campbellness. In his time with the Bears, he's had that same kind of 4th down, go for it, wild maverick kind of thing there. Trips to the left here for Love. That was a weird sort of handoff. I don't know what any of that was, but again, it's going to be short. 3rd down and goal from the 1. Leave it to the Packers to try to screw up a gift. And it looks like the Packers, the play clock's running down. They're going to wait. They're going to take a timeout here. That'll leave them 1 timeout left. 2:20 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Bears fans chanting there. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 1. Straight up handoff to Jacobs. And I don't think he got in. And it's going to be 4th and goal from the half-yard line. And now we're going to stop here at the 2-minute warning. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, the Packers have a gift here. They had it at the 1. 1st and goal from the 1. Unable to punch it in. They've had some weird plays. And now they just tried to get straight up running through. They weren't able to do it. Will they be able to punch this in? Will they even do that? Will they go for a field goal here? I would imagine if you went for it on all the other times, you'll go for it here. Jimbo in the chat says, this game, for me, is like today's Bruins-Rangers game. I hope they both lose. Why do you hate the Bears out of nowhere? That's weird. ELS says, as much as I hate to say it, Packers tush push. You can't. No. You can't do that. You can't say that. Nope. Absolutely. Even me, the biggest Eagles hater in the world, ELS, for you guys who led the charge against the tush push, and rightfully so, I think, looking back on it, hindsight's 2020. No, if you guys go tush push, it should be immediately revoked. Absolutely not. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Alicia in the chat says, flag on a play, ELS, 15 yards for using a tush push. Can't do it. Jimbo says, ELS, can you repeat that for me? Jeez, I want to make sure I heard that right. I want to make sure I got that. So here we go. We're at the 2-minute warning. Packers, 4th and 1. Can they push it in? That's what she said. Packers need to get deep penetration here. Right into the end zone. In shotgun is Love. Love takes the snap. He looks, he throws. That's going to be wide open and caught by the great Gazoo. And it is indeed a 4th and 1 touchdown for the Packers. And it is now 20-3. It took them 4 extra plays to get it, but they do get it. And with 1:56 remaining, the Packers are an extra point away from having a 21-3 lead here at Soldier Field. ELS says, haha, no tush push because F you, Eagles. As Go Pack Go chants rain down at Soldier Field. Extra point is up and it is good. And the Packers, with 1:56 remaining, lead the Chicago Bears, the champions of the NFC North, 21-3. Jimbo says, good play call. Wish Kevin Patullo would call stuff like that. And yes, ELS, the Packers will start with the ball in the second half. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a disaster for the Bears. What an absolute disaster for the Bears. kick is going to be caught, and that's going to be knelt down for a touchback for the Bears. Bears get it at the 35. Pecan in the chat says the Packers own the Bears. The Aaron Rodgers deed of sale still belongs to the Packers, apparently. Eli says, Jimbo, did you really think the Packers would do the tush push? Pushaw. Oh! And that's a good throw and catch over the middle for the Bears. 22 yards. Hey, 22 yards. 22-yard pass. That means I got to use this one. I got a new one up here, too. By request from Alicia. She wanted this particular picture up here. You'll see why once I fix it. There you go. Alicia really wanted this one up there. So there we go. That's the new Taylor picture for now. On the 22-yard pass. Caleb, hit as he throws. Almost intercepted. Caleb was hit as he threw that ball. It floated over the middle, and it was almost intercepted. But that, my friend, is why Van Ness plays defense. Oh, bless me. Who says I don't do requests on this channel? Just the last stream, I was talking about how one of the most fun things in radio was doing requests. So here we go, 2nd and 10. Caleb. Back, looks, throws over the middle. Incomplete. Good defense there from the Packers, knocking the ball away from Loveland. That's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Bears. 1:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Down at the Packers' 43-yard line are the Bears. Alicia says, my day is made. Pecan, he's got the Taylor hearts out there in the chat. Great to see. I'm glad. Alicia, hey, Alicia. No. Alicia, thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. 3rd and 10. Caleb's going to pull it down. He's running. He's asking for some blocks. He's got it. He slides down. And now it's going to be 4th and 4 after a 6-yard scramble there from Caleb. Will they be able to make it? Hi, Bobo. Sure. You're blocked pretty well. You can come. What? Oh, right over here. You didn't like it today? It was too weird? Well, I mean, it's quick check chicken. I mean, what are we, It tis what it tis. By the way, the Packers are going to take their final timeout with 37 seconds remaining here. Crafty says, hot Bears fan. Did I miss a hot Bears fan? I must have missed a hot Bears fan. I was too busy getting chicken. I missed the hot Bears fan. Oh, no. But really, hot girls in Chicago on a cold night, it's not really, I mean, how hot are we talking about? 4th and 4 for the Bears. Trips to the left for Caleb. He takes a snap, he throws over the middle, and it's right through the hands of Loveland. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And so with 32 seconds left and no timeouts, wonder if the Packers can get in field goal range and put even more points on the board. It is a possibility here. Pecan says, yeah, she was hot, like Cara Dart hot. Oh, okay. See, I think me and Pecan are along the same lines. That whole MILF-GILF situation, right up our alley, man. Right, Pecan? Just like the older the berry, the sweeter the juice, as they say. I don't know who they are, but that's what they say. ELS in the chat says, another stop by the Packers defense. Let's go, says ELS. He's very excited to see his Packers just putting it to the Bears. I don't think there's a question. I don't think there's a question. Packers are putting it to the Bears. And again, this is the one thing I said the Bears had to avoid, because this is what they do. And don't be surprised if in the second half the Bears make a miraculous comeback and they start getting close. But are they going to be able to close it out? As we saw last week with Detroit, they got down real early, made a big comeback, but they fell short. A lot of the other games they had this year, they fell down early. They were able to come back, score, and win. Can they do that here? I don't know. The playoffs are a different animal, and as much as we either like or don't like or think that, the Packers may be good or not good, right now, the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is 21-3. And I'm gonna be wrong on this one. If things go the way they keep on going, I'm gonna be wrong on this one. One thing I do know is that once we reach halftime, the Boo Birds are gonna come out in Chicago. You're gonna hear the boos. It's gonna sound like Philadelphia in there. Packers, they're going to pass this on first down out of the backfield. Is that Wilson? And Wilson gets it all the way past the 50 and gets out of bounds. Stops the clock with 25 seconds left. Sorry, that was Chris Brooks. Pardon me. Chris Brooks with the carry, 16-yard gain. Alicia in the chat says, grr, roar, meow, purr. I'm going to bed now. Good night. Were all the noises seem to be of a particular animal. I wonder if that's what you're playing with as you go to bed. Either way, good night, Alicia. Thank you so much for joining us here on this lovely evening. Jordan Love throws a deep ball, just overthrows his intended receiver, Christian Watson, incomplete. 2nd and 10 with 19 seconds remaining. Packers have the ball at the Bears' 47. So here we go, 2nd and 10. Jordan Love back. He's going to pull up. He's going to pull it down, and he's going to run for the first down and out of bounds. 11 seconds remaining. First down, Packers at the Bears' 36. They are in field goal range now. $11 seconds. Play clock down to 1. They do get the snap off, does Jordan Love. Looks, throws. He's just throwing that ball away. Didn't see anything that he liked. 7 seconds. You might got one more chance. You might have one more chance of the play to get either deep down there or get it into the end zone. You don't see the matchup or clearance that you like. I don't know. We'll see. 7 seconds. Love is just going to throw that out of bounds again. Did not see anything. Hits it off the heater. And with 2 seconds remaining, Packers are going to bring the field goal kicker out there, McManus. See if he can hit it right up the anus. And make it a full 21-point lead going into halftime. And then, of course, the Packers would get the ball first in the second half. Bears call a timeout before the kick, and the kick was actually no good. So that's kind of funny. That's always funny when that happens. This game not nearly as enthralling as the last one. I got to say, how many people are either surprised or not surprised at the Packers doing what they're doing? I mean, even our own resident Packer fan, ELS, was very wishy-washy on his Packers team, thinking they weren't going to do well. 55-yard attempt for McManus. Snap. That looked like a weird snap. The kick is up, and it is going to be wide left. Wide left, and he missed it. Ew. Really, honestly, the only thing that's gone wrong all half for the Packers. So that is it. At the end of the first half, the Packers lead 21-3 over the Chicago Bears. And I got to tell you, I'm not quite sure if I saw that. Crafty says slacker meltdown coming? I don't know. Caleb yelling on the sidelines. Packers doing the Naruto run. Everything has been coming up Green Bay here in the first half. Can the Bears turn it around? Oh boy, I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I really don't know about this. Part of me would kind of like to see them do that since I did pick them. And I hate being wrong on picks. It's just not my favorite thing to do. But here we go. We are at halftime. Packers 21, Bears 3. Put all the timeouts there. Packers get the ball first in the second half. Let's call the old man. Let's see what's up. Hey, what's up? You're on the stream with me, just letting you know.
Oh, okay.
And I saw you called before, yeah. First, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, who'd have thought?
Who would have thought? That's what I meant. I was like, I know some people did pick the Packers. Vegas had Packers as a favorite in this game. I think it was only 1.5 point favorite, but they had them as a favorite on the road. I was like, I didn't quite understand that, but apparently Vegas always knows something that we don't.
I don't know. You know, it's.
But this is what the Bears do. They always end up going down early, and then they try to come back late, and they've won a lot of games that way. But
We're not going to win this one that way.
But, you know, like I said, last week they did this same thing with the Lions, in which they went up early, or they went down early to the Lions. Lions had a commanding lead, and then in the second half they clawed back little by little and then just came up short. in the end. In other games, they were able to pull it out, but it's like in the playoffs, trying to do it and play a game like that in the playoffs is not going to end up well for you.
No.
So, and that's honestly what it feels like to me. Crafty in the chat, he says you have one pick so far, which is more than the Jets have. Funny, thank you very much. But yeah, and then the last game too. I'll tell you what, man, Panthers put up a hell of a fight, and I think
The Rams lucky they won that game.
the Rams are extremely lucky they won. That last drive saved their ass, but they were not looking great, especially in that second half. I don't know if Stafford screwed up his hand on that throw at the end of the first half. That looks like it hurt him, but they did not play well that entire second half. The Panthers looked like they were gonna pull it out there, and then just that last drive, big play from Parks and great catch from him. So
Good catch.
that was a great catch from him. So, and so again, the Rams real lucky to get out of that situation. And kudo to the Panthers, man. They put up a hell of a fight.
Yep.
They put up a hell of a fight. How the kids doing?
Good. Thomas and I are watching the game, having some snacks. So.
Good. Yeah, it's same here. I got a nice beverage. I got a couple of quick check chicken fingers here, and just enjoying the game on here with everybody else. And I mean, some of the Packer fans in the chat are enjoying it more than others, especially the Bears fans. But that's where we're sitting right now. But I just wanted to give a call and say what's up, and so that I call that you did call. I didn't want to ignore you the rest of the night,
No, well, I didn't know whether you were doing a live stream or not.
Yeah. Going to do all the playoff games here and make sure that we have those all on here. So I'm doing 3 tomorrow, and then, of course, the Monday night game as well. But just wanted to touch base, see what you were thinking about how these games are going, and what do you think? What do you think about this one? Do the Bears do? I'll ask you now. Do you think the Bears do make a comeback in this game, or do you think the Packers continue to roll? They get the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Bears are going to come. I mean, they're down too much now, and Packers defense is not going to let them come back that much. They might come back a little bit, but I don't think they're going to score that much.
And I think, to me, honestly, that'll be the story of this game, is that Packers defense is playing a lot better than anybody thought they would.
Yeah.
I really do think that. So,
Especially without Michael Parsons.
especially without Micah, absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. And the fact that they are, and here's the thing, they have to keep it up, though. This is one half.
Yeah.
This is only one half. If they continue to do that and follow them, because, again, like I said, the Bears seem to be very good at halftime adjustments. So we'll see what happens.
It looks like their defense is doing well holding Green Bay offense, you know. So.
They're doing well on the running game, but as soon as they're doing that, and Green Bay does like 1 or 2 plays where they know they're stopping them, they're not getting any. They're getting either a 1 yard or a no yard gain. Then they'll throw a pass, and it's going to be wide open, and it opens the game right up again for them. So the Bears defense needs to get some help. Again, they've already had a couple of offensive lineman injuries, which is not a great way to start. And they've got some defensive player injuries as well. The one guy looks like he had a non-contact knee injury or something happened to him. So that's a big loss for them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But all right, old man, I'll let you go.
All right, I'll talk to you.
All right, enjoy the rest of the game. You and Thomas both enjoy the rest of the game. All right, love you too, man. All right, bye. Lloyd, that was the King of Kings. That was my dad. That was Dad King there. Talking with him. He called me before earlier. I wanted to make sure I touch base with him, see what's going on and what he thinks. And what he thinks is kind of what we're all thinking here is like, boy, the Packers are putting it to them. ELS in the chat says, good first half for the Packers. It's okay that we messed up the field goal. We have that ball to start the second half. And if we can control the second half, if all we can do is control the second half, we will be in a good spot. And we're going to find out if the Packers can do just that. Lloyd says, sound like you. Well, yeah, he's my dad. We also, I sound, me, my father, my brother, and now, honestly, my nephew. He's like 15 years old, so he's got the deep voice now as well. You kind of get all of us in a room and somebody's talking, you don't know really which one of us it is. Jimbo in the chat says, I'll tell you about King's dad. I'm afraid of very few people. King's dad is a bend the knee kind of guy. uh, yeah, you don't like the man is still busting his ass and driving trucks and tarping and untarping trucks at 80, almost 81 now. You don't mess with that old man. He will still beat your ass. That's 100%. We got 3 minutes until halftime is over. I'm going to make another drink. You stay right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, here we are. Yes, I have it. I talked about it a little bit in the other stream we had, ELS, about the hockey arena. And it was supposed to be done months ago. It is still not really close to being completed, especially the stands, although they said they finally did get the ice ready, and they had a test event for I think it was the Italian Cup semifinals, and they had to stop and I believe postpone that because there was a giant hole in the ice that they tried to fix with a watering can. So, yeah. That's not going great, but I think at this point, as everybody has pointed out, like USA Hockey, Team Canada, the NHL, like nobody has any contingency plans for what happens. So it's like everybody's committed now to go. They're hoping to get that. What they feel right. What they have now is they do have 2 locker rooms done. They feel like they have the playing surface done, although that is very questionable at this point. But as far as anything else, the stands are still incomplete. The There's like no press box to be mentioned. Like there is like it is so far behind. They need another 2 to 3 months to really complete that place, and they don't have it. They have less than 2 weeks, I think. Because I think some of the games there start either the day or 2 days before the opening ceremonies. So it honestly feels like they're going to have the opening ceremonies, and they're still going to be putting plaster up in the place. Kick is away. That's going to bounce in the field of play and then bounce out of the end zone. So that's going to be a touchback to the 20. So the Packers will start the third quarter from their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. That is true, ELS. I did see that as well. Falcons named franchise legend Matty Ice, Matt Ryan, as their new president of football. Not football operations, no. He is just the president of football in Atlanta right now. Love feels the pressure, avoids it. I don't know how he did that. Then he just picks the ball, throws it away, incomplete. A Bear player in the defensive backfield was looking for a flag. I don't know for what, but he's not getting it. 2nd and 10 for the Packers. ELS also letting us know that Carolina is expected to pick up the 5th-year option on quarterback Bryce Young's contract this offseason. Again, I think that was a question going into this season, whether or not they would, but I think clearly making the playoffs, even at 8 and 9, even with getting better, but not as much as you would hope, there's been enough growth there to give him another shot. So we'll see what happens there. Handoff on 2nd and 10. That's going to be a 2-yard loss, or maybe just yep, it is a 2-yard loss. 3rd and 12 upcoming. The Packers do just get the ball off. Oh, off the hands of Jacobs, incomplete, and it's going to be 4th and 12, and the Bears get a 3 and out to start the second half. That is exactly what the Bears needed. So 4th and 12, Packers punting. And let's see if the Bears can do any better starting off here in the second half. Punt's going to be caught at about the 33, return to about the 37. And so the Bears will have slightly better starting field position at their own 37. 1st and 10 as Caleb Williams and the Bears offense comes on the field. Lloyd in the chat says, let's see. That would be fun to do. I've wanted to do a stream with my brother, but again, I know Jimbo has the Zoom membership. I don't have it, and I'm not sure if my brother has it either. And I think if it's like if you're using like the free version, you have like 40 minutes and that's it. But I would love to do a football stream with my brother because there's nobody in this world that. My brother's forgotten more football than people will actually ever know. Like, he's that kind of football guy. So I would love to do a stream with him. We just have to see, if If he's home, if he has the ability, and if we have the technological connection to make it happen. Caleb throws over the middle, caught by Loveland. Oh, he dropped it! And the Bears jump on it. Is that going to be a catch? Again, that's going to be the second time where Loveland kind of caught it or not. I don't know. They rule it incomplete. He has it 1, 2, and yeah, no, he never had control. If the other one was incomplete, then that one has to be incomplete. Irish in the chat says, are the Bears going to show up today? Like, boy, Loveland has got to catch. He's got to hold on to these passes. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. Jimbo says that's a fumble. If the last one that we thought was a fumble wasn't a fumble, then that one is not a fumble. So 3rd and 8. Caleb back, looks, throws deep. Oh, he's got his man. That's Loveland again. And this time he holds on to the ever-loving ball. Jesus. First down and 10 Bears at the Packers 31. That's a gain of 29 yards on the play. Oh, wow. Caleb, play action, rolls to his left, throws, caught by Loveland again, and Loveland's going to get this down to about the, well, I thought he got to the 12. They're going to give him only to the 14. They're going to say his knee was down at the 14-yard line, but still, 17 yards. Loveland in the last 2 plays, but it didn't work. And the Bears have it now, 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the Packers 12. And this is just the MO of the Bears. Play like shit in the first half and then have to claw all the way back in the second half. If you're the Packers, you were hoping to break that trend. But right now, this is going kind of as Bears games do. Monangai in the backfield. Caleb under center. It is going to be a handoff to Monangai. And Monangai's going to get 2 yards. Looks like he's down to about the 10. Lloyd in the chat says Bears might pull off a comeback if they continue to play like this as we're starting this off. Again, we're still only 11 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter. We just started this quarter. The second half has just begun. So we are still very early, but a Bears touchdown here is something they desperately need. Under 11 minutes now. Caleb in the backfield. Oh, hand off to DJ Moore, and he's going to lose a ton of yardage. I thought it would have been more than that, but they're saying it's only a 4-yard loss. But not only that, it's a loss of ego a little bit, a loss of dignity with that play. He was handled and then was immediately greeted in the backfield. Quay Walker there, he could have taken the handoff. Holy shit. Ooh. Williams kind of went down with a non-contact. Oh, no. He kind of rolled his ankle there. Oof. So either way, field goal attempt coming up here for the Bears. Kick is up. And that does go through, but still, if you're the Bears, you needed a touchdown there, man. You needed a touchdown there. Caleb rolls his ankle. Seems to be in a little bit of pain. Hopefully, it does not keep him out for long. Yeah, he rolled his ankle. We've all done that, and that sucks for like a couple of minutes. And then you wait and see. Is it just a regular rolled ankle and it's fine, or does it start ballooning up and start getting real bad? That's really the only question. And we've reached 10 o'clock p.m. here on the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you like anything that's been on this channel, anything that we do, anything we do on this particular stream, go ahead, hit that like button. That certainly helps us out tremendously. Hit that share button. Let the world know this channel exists. That is definitely a big, huge help for us. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time on the channel, please hit that subscribe button as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, you can do so with links to our donation station and our merch store up in the top of the chat and in the description below this video. Speaking of the chat, if you want to come in and join us and the community, come in and say hi, say hello, say how you doing, share your thoughts on the game or anything else that's going on here on Super Wildcard Weekend. Make sure that you pull down the tab on the top and make sure it's live chat and not top chat so that you can see everybody's comments there. Irish in the chat says, little bro continues to be a little bro. Pecan, he says, time for a shot in the blue tent. That's it. Yeah, maybe get a little Toradol on that ankle. Oh, we've got some pushing and shoving between these rivals, and there seems to be maybe a Packer down, grabbing his knee. Oh, he's getting up. He's okay. So the Packers are going to have the ball at the 37. ELS says, the only thing I can say for their defense is don't take your foot off the gas. We've got Jack in the chat saying, go Pack, go. Thank you for joining us, Jack. Hand off to Jacobs, a yard, if that. First down, gain of a yard, 2nd and 9 for the Packers. Caleb Williams had the lowest completion percentage in the NFL this regular season at only 58% tonight. He's only at 48%, 10 of 21 for a $126. But that being the case, he's still only about, 13 yards less than Jordan Love. But we'll see. Love here on 2nd and 9 throws. Love's going to extend that a little bit. Christian Watson with the reception. It's going to be 2 yards short. 3rd and 2 from the Packers' 45. Play clock's at 0. Did they get it off? No flag. The officials say they got it off Love. Throws way high. Boverthrow just threw that one away. Incomplete. 4th and 2. I don't know what was going on there, but that was just a whole lot of mess from the Packers. And so the Packers are going to have to punt the ball again. And so the 2 possessions in the second half here for the Packers are 2 3-and-outs, which is, if you're the Bears, exactly what you wanted, but you had to score a touchdown on that last drive. If I'm the Bears, you had to score a touchdown on that last drive. Punt is away. A bit of a short kick that's going to take a little bit of a bounce, and it is marked down at about the 18-yard line, and so that's where the Bears will start their next drive. Can they get into the end zone? Can they make some sort of push here in the second half? Or will the Bears continue to stumble over themselves? And will the Packers continue to hold on? Jimbo in the chat, he says, ELS, how we feeling, bud? Which ELS persona are we dealing with right now? In case anybody is unaware, ELS, our resident Packers fan, great kid. We love him. Go check out his YouTube channel, ELS TrainTuber 501. He can have a bit of a multiple personality situation when it comes to his Go Pack Go. He does get a little weird sometimes with his Packers. But Jimbo, ELS says right now, Jimbo, happy for now. We're getting happy, fun, excited, ELS. Irish in the chat says, yeah, ask him again if the Bears score here. Might get a little different. Might be a little different ELS that we talk to if that happens. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports for just this kind of content. If you want to be part of the community and see what we're talking about when it comes to our good friend ELS, come join us in the chat. Make sure you hit live chat and not top chat, and you can see what that all means. Oh, my God, Chicago casserole here. It's deep dish pizza. It ain't fucking pizza. Sorry, I know. I'm watching my language here. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to curse less. But that ain't pizza. The casserole. First and 10, Caleb throws over the middle, and it's going to be caught for a first down. Big gain from Burden. Luther Burden gets a 25-yard gain on first and 10, and that moves it down to the 43-yard line. First down and 10. 2-yard run for DeAndre Swift. 2nd and 8 from the 45. Hand off to Swift again. Woo, that's going to be close. That's going to be close. They're going to say he's just short. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Bears. 7-yard run for DeAndre Swift. ELS says deep dish pizza is not pizza. And that's somebody from Wisconsin saying that. Jimbo says, ever had ricotta cookies? I mean, I have Italian, my fiance is Italian. And her family is all Italians, and I'm sure I've had ricotta cookies. Manungai on 3rd and 1. He looks like he's got the first down, but we've got flags here. It looks like after the play. So I think the first down is going to stand. Let's see. This is going to be only the 3rd flag of the game. That's kind of crazy. And we've got a Packer down, and he is jumping on the pile. Unnecessary roughness on Nixon. That's not the first time I've seen him get that penalty. Edgerrin Cooper is the injured Packer on the field, and they're going to take a break. Looking on the Twitter, seeing what we got. I don't see anything interesting as of yet. By the way, Puka Nakua's stats today, 10 receptions, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He really helped them. Boy, Jägermeister goes to your head real quick. That's why he's so good, though. Jaeger and do, baby. I'm telling you, you're gonna if you can have it. I know some people are not so much into that. Some people not. But by the way, still 77% of the people think the Bears are going to win this game. With the voting in the chat, that's crazy. Lloyd's trying to start bombs with ELS. ELS is like, hey, Lloyd, do you want to talk about the Lions and Vikings on Christmas? That's very true. Crafty in the chat says, Nixon was protesting that foul, saying, I am not the crook. Fucking love you, Crafty. Forever I love you, man. You are best. I was going to say, losing to Max Brosmer, as bad as the Lions did in that game, that was pretty bad. Especially because it kind of like knocked you guys officially out of the playoffs. Caleb's going to throw here, and it's going to be caught by Swift, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. 15-yard pass to DeAndre Swift, and now down at the Packers' 15-yard line, 1st and 10, Chicago Bears. Fake handoff. Caleb's going to pull it down and go for 1 yard. Looked like he might have fallen awkwardly, but he does pop right back up. 2nd down and 9 from the 14 for the Bears. 5:07, 5:06, 5:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Bears still down 15 points, which is only 2 touchdowns and an extra point, or a two-point conversion. So, Caleb stands up in the pocket. He's going to throw. Loveland catches that down at the 9. 3rd and 4. Jimbo says that was my ankle is fine type of run from Caleb. Yeah. I feel no pain. I feel no pain. I feel no pain. Until tomorrow when the Toradol wears off. Bears got to get to the 5 for a first down. Got trips to the left here. Swift in the backfield for Caleb, who's in shotgun. He takes the snap. He's just going to hand that off to Swift, and Swift is going to be just short of the first down. He's going to be at the 5.5-yard line. And if you're the Bears, listen, field goals mean shit right now. You got to score a touchdown here. You've been ballsy all game. Time to be ballsy here. Can you get 6 inches? That's what she said. But can you do it? You need 6 inches of penetration. If you're the Bears, it's simple. Go balls deep. They're just going to throw it. Caleb has to throw it off his back foot, and it's intercepted. Oh, he got rushed. He just tossed it up off of his back foot. Packers intercept the ball. And this time the interception was probably a good idea because it would have been in a real bad spot there if they didn't. And they're going to spot it at the 9. Jimbo in the chat. Oh, you already said that. Sorry, Jimbo. He says that's a bad spot. I thought he was just short. I don't think he made that first down, Jimbo. ELS in the chat says, how about these Packers defense? That's not even English, but I don't care. I'm gonna read this as it is written by ELS. How about these Packers defense? I think he meant to say this, but it came out these, and that's fine. He's excited. He's excited, as you would be, if your team is putting up the defensive effort that, I'm going to be quite honest, I didn't think the Packers had in them. I did not think the Packers had this kind of defensive effort in them, and they're proving me wrong, so good on them. Lloyd in the chat says, ELS, the Packers are booty cheeks. Lloyd, I got to tell you, the results are saying otherwise. Jimbo in the chat says, no offense to ELS, but you can't tell me LaFleur was smarter there with a play call over Ben Johnson. What do you mean? On far as defense? Or I don't know. To me, it feels like everybody's drunk in the chat tonight, which is fine. It's Saturday night. This is what we do. The good thing is that Alicia is not in the chat, because if she was in the chat, things would be getting weird. We know that. So we might actually have a PG chat tonight. ELS in the chat says, hey, Lloyd, Packers made the playoffs and the Lions are at least are last in the division. So shut up. Crafty in the chat says, Ben Johnson selling the game. Packers' best defensive player is Ben Johnson. I feel like you're going back and forth. Yeah, and that's fine, Lloyd. We love you. We love Lloyd. We love ELS. We love Jimbo. Hell, we even love Alicia. We love Crafty for sure and his dad jokes. How many people are still making Nixon jokes in 2026? Here we are. Pinky out, by the way. That shows class. 1st and 10 from the 9 for Love and the Packers. This is going to be a play action. Boy, he's getting rushed. He throws it to the tackle eligible. And tackle eligible fumbles the ball. And it's kicked away, and it's still out, and now it's out of bounds. Packers ball at the 31. Are they going to mark it all the way back where he fumbled it? Big man ran, and he unfortunately fumbled it. Ball's returned to the spot of the foul. Man, look at 71. He thought he was Derrick Henry there for a minute. What an opportunity for the Bears, and they missed out. But since it goes all the way back to the 4, it's a 6-yard gain for Darian Kennard, who reported as tackle eligible. So now regular running play here just pitched out to Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to get a first down with that run up to the Packers' 21-yard line. 6-yard gain, first down, Packers. 2:06 and counting remaining here in the third quarter. Here's the thing. I don't know if the play call's bad. The protection was just bad. Whoever was if there was a back supposed to get the block in, whether a tackle or a guard missed an assignment, something happened there because whoever let the Packer run right free at Caleb was bad. Oh, big throw. Oh, but it seems like the receiver fell down on that play, so that falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. Love was looking for a deep ball there, but the receiver fell apparently on the pretty shitty Soldier Field surface, which has been known to be pretty bad for many years now. Crafty in the chat says, even when the Bears do something right, they F it up. .133 remaining. Clock is stopped on the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. From the 21. Love is in shotgun. Oh, the Bears were all over him. He just kind of chucks that into the ground. Will that be intentional grounding? And there it is, intentional grounding on Jordan Love. There was nobody in the area. He was almost in the grasp. Yeah, let's. Yeah, Crafty, they got the ground. I was even Crafty in the chat's like, no grounding on that one? What are we talking about? What are we doing? Crafty says the crowd willed that penalty out of the refs. I think that was a case of where they had to discuss it and see. Al Michaels letting us know that's only the 2nd intentional grounding penalty that Jordan Love has received in his career. So 3rd and 20 because of that penalty puts it all the way back at the 11. Packers are just going to throw this to Wilson. Wilson gets it up to the 22, maybe the 23. They're going to mark it at the 22 officially. We had more of her in the last game than we do now, but great to see Taylor back with us. Thank you so much, Taylor, for joining that. That was Alicia's idea, and I don't think she's not in the chat anymore. So. Lloyd in the chat says, I was right about the Panthers game. I said Rams would win. But a close game. I was going to say, man, that was a hell of a game. That was a fun game to watch. This game has kind of bogged down here in the second half. Neither one of these teams seem to actually want to do anything or win this game. Packers punt the ball away. Bears going to return it to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Oh, my God. Down to the Packers' 35-yard line on the return. That was a 50-yard punt with a 40-yard return. Officially, they're going to mark it as a 37-yard return. Unbelievable. Pecan's got his heart out there, as we all have a heart on when we see Taylor. But she's got to go away now because it's not on the 22. And we don't have any 13s around. So now the Packers defense has to step up again. Caleb can't find anybody. Runs, throws, he looks. Is that caught? They're going to say that's a catch. Durham Smythe, a tight end there with the catch. 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Crafty says, Green Bay special teams letting them down? No way. Caleb, last play of the quarter, throws. He was looking for Burden. Overthrows. Hearing whistles. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to end the third quarter. So you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. You see the players and the coaches and the staff on the sidelines. When they reach the fourth quarter, everybody throws up the 4 fingers. And you might be sitting there and wondering, why? Why would they do that? That seems so weird. No, it's not. That's showing them that they're committed to all 4 quarters. They're going to give their all for all 4 quarters, and that is what we do here on Stay Tuned Sports. So if you're in the chat, if you're just watching us, join us in the chat and throw up your 4s to show us that you're committed to watching all 4 quarters of great football action on this beautiful Saturday and watching it along with us, your friends here on Stay Tuned Sports. Crafty is putting up the multiracial live long and prosper. We just have the whole spectrum there, huh, Crafty? You want to make sure you didn't leave anybody out. And I like that. Inclusivity. That's a nice way to do that. Even the people apparently with you. That's the thing with the emojis with the yellow skin. I like the yellow skin because it's like fairly neutral and not like yellow, like, oh, like Asian yellow, you mean? You're racist? No. Like the Simpsons yellow color. We all like that's super yellow. That's not let's be real here. Jimbo in the chat throws up a bunch of 4s and says, let's go Bears, and then throws up a bunch more 4s. I don't know if I've said this before, but I hate the Eagles. And I know I tried to say I made my pick without bias. That's why I picked the 49ers over the Eagles. I really do. And I really do think, taking the bias out of it, I really do think the 49ers can go into Philadelphia and beat the Eagles. But then, adding in my own biases into it, of course I was going to pick the fucking 49ers. Are you out of your mind? I'm picking it. The team that hasn't played a full 60-minute football game all year, I'm going to pick the Eagles? Whose defense can't stop the run up against CMC, I'm going to pick the Eagles? Get the fuck out of here. Jimbo says, not sure if I'm going to be in the chat tomorrow during the game because home stuff. But let's go Philly. Fire Patullo. You want to get that Fire Patullo in there just to get. Well, here's the thing. What if the Eagles end up scoring like 73 points tomorrow? Are you still going to be like, oh, that Patullo, though, fire that son of a bitch? Like, really? You're going to be doing that? I don't know. I don't think you're going to be doing that. 3rd and 4 for the Bears. And Monongai looks like on 3rd and 5 is going to get 6 yards. Or just 5. They're going to give him just enough to get the first down. 5-yard run. But it is a first down for the Bears. 1st and 10 from the Packers 24. Lloyd says, I got the Eagles. Well, you can have the Eagles. That's fine. Jimbo says, wow, you haven't watched our defense. I watched them on Thanksgiving on Black Friday when the Bears tore your all asses up. Caleb Williams back, looks, throws. Oh, had a man open, but the ball was knocked away at the last moment, so incomplete. He was looking there for Durham Smythe again. Yes, indubitably. My name is Durham Smythe. How are you? Yes, upper class society. Pip, pip, cheerio. Jimbo says, listen, we put up 73. That means that Patullo did not call any of the plays. Williams, back, looks, throws. He had a man open. Overthrows, incomplete. Had a chance to be picked too, but it was just a little too high for everybody. Odunze was the intended receiver. Lloyd says if the Giants will hire Eberflus, if what, the Eagles win? Lloyd says Giants will hire Eberflus if the Eagles win. Eberflus's wife's boyfriend told me so. Eberflus does kind of strike me as a cuck chair guy. 3rd and 10. Caleb. Oh, fumble! But the Bears jump on it. And that's going to be a big loss there. Loss of 9 on 3rd and 10 makes it 4th and 19 from the Packers' 33-yard line. But, I mean, Bears are going to go for a field goal here. The kick is up, and it is good, so put 3 more on the board for the Bears. But getting field goals when you need touchdowns is not going to do it. It is now a 12-point game. 21-9. The Packers lead, and they get the ball back. So, again, the Packers defense put in a pretty bad situation there on the return from the special teams. But they hold and only give the Bears 3 points. Brandon Schutz or Brandon Schuchitz? I'm going to say just Brandon from now on. Great to see you in the chat. He says, I have a question for you. Can you connect the computer on Bluetooth, or can you get the cord for the computer? What do you mean? I'm wondering what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? If you have a computer that has Bluetooth capabilities, you can do that. You just have to set up to whatever you want to set it up to, like headphone, speaker, whatever. But it would have to have the Bluetooth capability on the computer to do so. If the projector can receive Bluetooth signals and your computer has Bluetooth capability to send out the signals, you absolutely can. You would just have to make the projector, find out how to make that available for pairing, and then go to your computer to its Bluetooth setting and see if the projector comes up in the once I hit that. Once you make the projector available for pairing, go look at your Bluetooth settings on your computer to see if it's available there. If it is, you click on the device and it'll connect it. That's if you have all those Bluetooth. If not, yeah, you'd have to look at doing it with a cable, like ELS is saying there in the chat. You can use whatever they have, HDMI, VGA, USB-C. DisplayPort would be the best. DisplayPorts that allows the most information and everything. Oh, looks like we have a short kick there. So that's going to be placed at the 40 for the Packers. So Packers are in great field position. Only the 5th flag of the game, by the way. So kudos to the officials for not getting in the way of this game. Crafty says, time for the Packers to stop messing around and bring in their superior quarterback. It's time for Malik Willis to come in and ice the game. First and 10 from the 40. Hand off here to Jacobs, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage no further, but we have a flag down. What is this going to be? Just when I was applauding the refs for not throwing so many flags, we've got 2 flags in a row here. Legal formation on the Packers. So that penalty is actually declined by the Bears. But the flag still counts because we count flags, not penalties here. That's why we have the flag counter, not a penalty counter. And we're up to 6 for the evening. Is Willis out for this game? I have no idea. Crafty in the chat says Willis wouldn't have gotten a flag on that handoff. God damn. I don't know how everybody did. I got to tell you, honestly, I don't want to play favorites, and I really don't. Like, it's like a parent with his children. But I got to tell you, incomplete for Christian Watson there. Almost intercepted, to be honest with you. 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Packers. Crafty might be my absolute favorite chatter. Part of our, I love Crafty. I'm sorry. There's just something about him that just don't play favorites. How dare you? So 3rd and 10 now. Bears defense trying to bear down, if you will. 12:57 remaining in the 4th quarter. I don't know why I said remaining so weirdly, but I did. Probably because of the alcohol. Jordan Love, boy, he's getting pressured. Throws. That is incomplete. And the Bears defense shuts down the Packers offense yet again. So the Packers, whose offense looked unstoppable in the first half, have not been able to do anything here in the second half. But on the other side of that, the Bears offense have not been able to take advantage at all of their opportunities as the Packers defense has held Caleb Williams and the Bears to only 3 points so far in the second half. We've got discussions here. It did hit off an offensive lineman first. Would that be illegal touching? I think that is illegal touching. I don't think it's grounding. Are they going to say intentional grounding? I thought it would have been illegal touching because it hit the offensive lineman first. So that was just a mistake-filled drive there, if you can even call that a drive. From the Packers, still lead 21-9. Crafty says another flag. The King curse strikes again. I know. Just when I give the referees a little bit of a kudo. We had 3 flags on that drive. Bears get the punt. And they're going to get another good return here up to the 30, up to about the 35. The Packers special teams just letting them down. Again, it was a decent punt. It was down inside the Bears, like 15 yards, down to the 12-yard line is how far. It was a 58-yard punt to the 12, and then the Bears returned it for 22 yards. How many return yards did they get? 22. And they got it up to the 34-yard line. So Bears 1st and 10 from the 34. Can the Bears get a touchdown on this drive? And make this game a little bit closer? Largest comeback for the Bears in postseason history was 1933 against the New York Football Giants, in which, Caleb Williams has all day to throw this ball. He's finally going to pull it down and run, and he dives for a first down, and he's going to get it. It's down to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 Bears. Lloyd with the superscript 22. Thank you so much. Is that just a request to see more Taylor? There you go. Caleb back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught. That's Loveland, and they are in Packers territory. 1st and 10 from the Packers. 33. The Bears, they are moving the ball between the 20s, but they always seem to stall out, and they either go for it on 4th down and miss, or they kick a field goal. They have to get a touchdown on this drive. Caleb throws over the middle. He was looking for Odunze. Did not connect. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Odunze, no receptions for no yards and no touchdowns so far in this game. Caleb Williams, 15 of 31. He's just a little bit under 50% completion rate. He's got 2 picks and 199 yards. Jordan Love, 12 of 25 for $163, but he's got 3 touchdown passes. Jimbo said, I thought this was really going to be the game that was like the shootout game. I was going to say, it turned out it was Rams-Panthers so far that has been the great game. Whoa! Throw, catch, Loveland. And that's going to be 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 12. And the Bears, again, moving the ball. They are in the red zone. 21-yard pass to Loveland. Loveland has been putting in some work today. 6 receptions, 118 yards for Colston Loveland out of the University of Michigan. Under 11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 from the 12. Caleb back, looks, throws towards the end zone, has a man. It was Loveland again, but it is just a little bit out of his grasp. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. 10:50 remaining. I don't know what I expected. I'm going to be honest. I thought this was going to be a low-scoring game and kind of a back-and-forth game. The fact that the Packers got out to such a big lead, to me, was slightly surprising. I thought the Rams would go into Carolina and kind of put their foot down, considering how they had lost there earlier in the year. But, man, kudos to the Panthers. They were 1,000% game. Pass out of the backfield. Swift is going to reverse field now. Cuts it up. Caleb gives a block, and it's going to get all the way down to the 5-yard line for Swift. That's going to be a 7-yard run and 3rd and 3 for the Bears. Can they finish this drive in the end zone? That is the biggest question. Crafty says, in Bizarro World, the Bears have a rookie tight end named Hatewater from Ohio State. Hand off to Swift. He's got that. He's got the first down, and he's got the touchdown. Touchdown, Chicago Bears, and they do finally end up in the end zone. And we have a game finally at Soldier Field. Do the Bears go for 2 or do they kick the extra point? Going for the extra point to make it 16-21. Snap, hold, kick. It is up. It is good. And ladies and gentlemen, the Bears have cut the lead down to 5 points. 21-16. The Packers still lead. 10:08 remaining in the game. Can the Packers hold on? Can the Packers add to their lead, or will the Bears defense bear down even more? Has Big Mo switched? Is momentum fully on Chicago's side? We're going to find out here in just a few moments after they're done selling all their ads here on the NFL broadcast. I wish I had ads to sell because I would sell so many. I would be a straight-up ads whore for whoever would want to pay for some spots here, but nobody does, and that's fine now because we're still small, but you can change that, by the way, if you go ahead and hit our subscribe button, hit that notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube, because then we can do super chats, then we can do memberships, we can do a whole list of things, and we can get things really rolling here on this channel. But we got to reach that plateau first, and that's where we're going. Lloyd says they don't like H2O. That's some high quality H2O right there. Crafty says, "Wow, it's almost as though running the ball when you're in the red zone is a good idea." That's right. See, 1,000% Crafty. Well, I'm going to say this. At least this game got a little exciting here in the fourth quarter. Of course, for a while, this game was looking like Snoozeville. It was looking like, hey, good thing I'm drinking because that's the only thing entertaining happening right now. But I got to tell you what, it's good to see that this game is getting a little bit tighter, a little bit better. I want to thank you all for joining us, watching this game along with us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Crafty in the chat, ELS in the chat, our good friend, your good friend, everybody's good friend, Jimbo in the chat. My good friend for going on 14 years now. So yeah, good people. If you want to join us in the chat, by the way, you can go ahead and do so. Make sure if you come into the chat on the toggle down little thing in the top of the chat, you hit live chat instead of top chat so you get everybody's messages. And just join us in the community. Let us know your thoughts about this game, about the last game, about tomorrow's games, starting off at 1 o'clock with the Bills and Jaguars. Then we're going to Philadelphia to see the 49ers take on the Philadelphia Eagles. And then at 8 o'clock will be the Chargers. Go, Chargers, go. And the New England Patriots.
Go, Chargers, go.
Oh, no! We got a fumble on the kickoff. They say Packers ball. Jacobs had a return all the way up to the 45-yard line and then fumbled it as he was going down. What an opportunity for the Bears, but the Packers end up with it. So 1st and 10 for the Packers from the 46. We've got a handoff here to Jacobs, and that's going to be a first. We got a what? We got what? A fumble? Did I say fumble? Did I fumble? Holding, Packers 10-yard penalty. So 1st and 20 now from the 36 instead of the 46 for the Packers. Love throws. He gets it to Dobbs. Dobbs sticks his arms out. Looks like he gets it back to the 45. And he does. Gain of 9 yards. 2nd and 11 from the 45. Lloyd says, you said Wumble. I wouldn't be surprised. I've had 2 of these lovely Jägermeister and Mountain Dew drinks. So saying Wumble instead of Fumble probably happened. And also because of the drinks, I don't remember. 2nd and 11 coming up here. 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Trips to the left for Jordan Love. He's going to take that snap. He's going to throw that ball. He's going to connect to Dobbs again, and the great Gazoo gets it all the way down to the Bears' 33-yard line. 1st and 10. That's a 22-yard pass for the Green Bay Packers. And the great Gazoo has been coming up big here on this drive for Love and the Packers. Matthew Golden in motion. And off to Jacobs. He's going to get a yard. Clock down to 7:40 and counting. 2nd and 9 from the Bears' 32. Man in motion. Looks like Reed is in motion. Bears bringing pressure. Love throws deep. Almost intercepted. And we've got an injured Bear on the ground, Brisker. Nope, that's not Brisker. Sorry. Who is that? Is that right? He kind of jumped up in the air, fell down. Weird. I don't know if he got a concussion or hurt his back. One or the other. Boy, that is OPI if I ever saw it. Almost got, he kind of whipped his head back onto the ground. I think that might be the old concussion. Watch that head. Bang! Yeah. Yeah, he's a little wobbly. He's like me right now after my 2 Jaeger drinks. He is very well. Nashawn Wright. I think he might be done for the game. Yeah, the Jaeger bombs for me is those were far younger days. And no need for that now. It's just the Diet Mountain Dew or the Mountain Dew Zero Sugar and my Jaeger. You get that nice little herbal and fruity citrus hit. It works. And Dobbs again. Whoa! What a terrible spot. That's a 1st down. What a terrible spot. That was an awful spot. That ref has that ball like full yard behind. He's down there. And he's got that. That's a terrible spot from the official. But it does get a 1st down. Thrown to Golden on the outside. He breaks tackles. Oh, he breaks more. Touchdown. Green Bay Packers, and they answer right back. After the Bears go down and get their first touchdown of the game, the Packers take it right back. 6 plays, 54 yards in 3 minutes and 32 seconds, and the Packers jump right back. And that was all Matthew Golden. He had 2 Bears grabbing at him. He broke away from those tackles, and then he broke right through 2 more Bears to get into the end zone. And the extra point is no good. Wide to the left for McManus. We've had 2 kicks wide left, which would make more sense if the field was covered in ice, but it's not. Jimbo in the chat says, I like being behind you on the stream. I agree with you. ELS says, Golden's first career touchdown. Pecan in the chat says, congratulations, ELS, as he is calling it a pretty much fait accompli, and that this game is all but over. Crafty in the chat says, McMahon asked that kick. Or he could have just McManused it. That kick came straight out of his McManus. By the way, why does that sound like a fake McDonald's like sex toy or something? Come in and get the McManus. The new favorite you'll like, right between our buns. God, this channel's so dumb. This is so stupid. It's Saturday night, and you got 2 drinks in you. We're just stupid. It's just stupid. ELS says, Pecan, I hope. Need to see that clock hit zeros. ELS is a good fan. ELS knows game's not over until you got triple zeros. You don't count your chickens before you eat their eggs, because they might hatch and then they will peck you to death. I think that's how the saying goes. I'm not sure. Exactly right. Irish, you got to say it that way. So you got to put the emphasis on McManus, almost like how Draco Malfoy says Potter. Potter. You got to say McManus. McManus, the killer anus. And I wonder why we're probably going to get demonetized by YouTube, even if we do have over 1,000 subscribers one day. Probably because of that. Probably because of shit like that. Say la vie, what are you going to do? That's why I got to set up the Patreon. I set up the Patreon just so I can keep myself separate from all that, so I can actually, keep money coming, even if YouTube says, I don't know if we're going to put ads on this one. 6:36 remaining. Packers getting ready to kick this ball off. And the kick is away. Bears are going to take this at about the 6. Return it to the 15, to the 20. Trying to cut up field, and he's not going to make it to the 25. It's going to be stopped at the 24. 1st and 10 for the Bears at their own 24-yard line with 6:30 remaining. Caleb back on the field, hoping to make it a 5-point game again, as it is currently an 11-point game. Actually, if they score again and get the extra point, it'd be a 4-point game. But then they might go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. So the Bears, again, they have all 3 timeouts. There's 6:30 left. They have the 2-minute warning. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But, boy, you got to score a touchdown here. Caleb throws to Odunze. Is that good or not? They're going to say it is a catch. Are we going to get a challenge flag? We're going to get a look at it. And they snap the ball, so it doesn't matter. It's going to count. 1st and 10. Thrown to Loveland. He's going to get 7 yards on that pass. 2nd and 3 coming up from the Bears, 48. ALS letting us know here. College basketball. Wisconsin hands number 2 Michigan its first loss of the season. I imagine that's college basketball. 2nd and 3. Caleb Williams in shotgun. Nobody else in the backfield. He takes the snap. He's looking. He throws. Nowhere close to Monangai. 3rd and 3. Coming up, 5:41 remaining. It is clearly 4-down territory. From here on out, the Bears kind of treated everything like it was 4-down territory anyway, so we'll see. DJ Moore in motion. Caleb with the snap. Throws incomplete. He was looking for Zacchaeus over the middle, but was unable to get him. 4th and 3 now. 5:37. Whoa, we've got whistles, and it was a bad snap. It was over Caleb's head. He might be saved here by a false start on the Bears. So that penalty actually kind of saved their ass. Pecan in the chat confirming ELS's assertion that Wisconsin has indeed handed number 2 Michigan its first loss of the year, saying it was one hell of a game. So on 4th and 8 now, Caleb running for his life, throws down the field, and it's open, caught by Odunze down at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Chicago Bears, they keep the drive alive. A little rainbow shot there from Caleb. So 1st and 10 now. Caleb again throws over. It looked like Odunze might have slipped. Clock is stopped at 5:03 on the incomplete pass. Bears sitting at the Packers 30. They have 2nd and 10. Down 11. Caleb running for his life again. Now he's just going to throw this one up. Incomplete. And that's going to force 3rd and 10 now. On the snap, Williams, boy, he had time to throw. And he's got his man, and Monongai is going to get a 1st down and more. What is up with this Packers defense on 3rd down? Holy shit. A 22-yard gain from Caleb to Monongai. And it's going to be 1st and goal from the Bears at the 8. The Packers defense, for some reason, on these 3rd and longs are just collapsing. Caleb throws. That's going to be broken up. Incomplete. Walker with the breakup there. Quay Walker. Caleb seems to be in a little bit of discomfort. Jimbo says, it's all about TV ratings. It's all rigged. NFL's rigged. It's all scripted. According to Tom Grassi, although, I mean, that's one of the best things going is Tom Grassi's scripted series. Komet in motion. Thrown, caught, touchdown, Chicago Bears! Zacchaeus catches it. Looks like the Bears are going to go for the 2-point conversion. They're going to put in a power set there. I don't. You could tell them going like this, so it appears power set. It is currently 27-22. The Bears looking to see if they can make this a 3-point game. Two-point attempt for the Bears. 4:18 remaining. Caleb looked like he was going on the center. Now he goes into shotgun. Players go out wide. He takes the snap. He looks. He throws. Caught! Loveland! It's good! And we have ourselves a field goal game. Again, it is the Bears' MO. They do it all the time. They get down big, and then they come all the way back. And here we are again, 27-24. The Packers lead by 3. The Packers have not been able to do much in this second half. They were able to get a touchdown on their last drive, but then they missed an extra point. Coming up big here because now the Bears are only a field goal away from tying this game with lots of time left on the clock. Can the Packers answer? A Packers touchdown could possibly ice the game. A field goal still leaves the Bears rooms for a touchdown and an extra point to take the lead. Or if the Bears defense gets a stop, holy shit, hold on to your nuts, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't know what we got going on here. But right now, the Bears faithful are excited. They are cheering in the stands. They believe in the Bears. They are singing "Bear Down, Chicago Bears." La 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 la, victory, whatever it is. Jimbo in the chat said, I said Bears would lose by 5. Why? TV ratings. But they're not losing by 5. They're losing by 3. So we're going to see what happens here. Bears kick the ball off. Packers are going to get this at about the 3. Return it to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. And that's where Jacobs is taken down. Packers first and 10 from their own 30. We got some pushing and shoving here between these heated rivals, the Packers and Bears. They're going to mark it at the 31 is the official demarcation. ELS, what seemed so comfortable just a few minutes ago, has turned into squeaky bum time. Can the Packers hold on? 4 minutes and 12 seconds. They have a 27-24 lead. Reed in motion. Wilson in the backfield with Love. He's going to take the snap. Quick throw to Reed. Reed, good for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. That moves the ball to the 33-yard line. Clock is ticking. We are under 4 minutes as we speak. We're at 3:40 and counting. Clock is still running. If I'm the Packers, I snap that. When the clock hits 0, take that extra half second if you can. Play clock leaks 2, 1. Packers snap it right at 0. That's like I said to do. Throw. Caught! Romeo Dobbs, the great Kazoo, with a 34-yard reception down the right side of the field. First down, Packers at the Bears' 33-yard line. And just like that, the Packers have answered and said, we are not going to make this easy for you, Chicago Bears. Just like that, the Packers are already in field goal range. Again, it wouldn't ice the game, but it would knock off the fact that the Bears could only get a field goal to tie it. So that does help them. Jacobs, handoff, loses a yard. They're going to say 2nd and 10, but I thought it was a little bit lost that. Doesn't matter. 2nd and 10 from the 33. And Chicago is going to take their first timeout. Smart play. Smart play. Got to start preserving some of that time. You still have the 2-minute warning as well, but 3:14 remaining. Bears defense, you have to stop them here. If you hold them to a field goal, it is still good. You got to hold them here, though. You have to hold them here. And McManus missed the extra point on the last one. Might he miss this field goal? It's a possibility. It could happen. So you got to hope for the best. Still try your best. Packers, 2nd and 10 from the 33. Love steps up to the line. Pulls out new protection. Takes the snap. Bears rush. Throw, and that's going to be caught, and a first down. Matthew Golden gets it to the Bears' 21-yard line, 12-yard pass. And that's something the Bears could not afford to do. Now, if you're the Bears, you might have to be looking at perhaps a turnover. A touchdown will probably ice this game. 3:11 remaining. Great band from Omaha, by the way. Another handoff to Jacob, and Jacobs gets nowhere again. 2nd and 10. The Bears are keyed in on Jacobs, and that's going to be a timeout for the Bears. Their second. 3:07 remaining. Lloyd in the chat says, let's go Bears. Jordan Love, 19 of 33 for 274 yards and 4 touchdowns. Caleb Williams, 21 of 43. 1 touchdown, 2 picks for 301 yards. Play clock down to 4, down to 3, down to 2. They do get the snap off. Love throws. It is towards the end zone. That was looking for a Packer. There's no flag for pass interference. That was Musgraves, was the intended receiver, the tight end. He does not get the call from the official. 3rd and 10, 3:02 remaining. Can the Bears hold the Packers to 3? That is the question. If they do, this game is still a game. If they can't and the Packers score a touchdown, this game is over. Big down here. We're going to find out how we turn out here. And we've got whistles beforehand, and the Packers are going to take a timeout here. It is a big play. You want to make sure that you have the right pieces in, I suppose. So the Bears down to 1 timeout. The Packers have 2. Can the number 2 seed in the NFC hold the Packers here and have a chance in this game, or will the Packers ice this game away? We're going to find out here in just a moment here. Play clock down to 3. You can't take 2 timeouts in a row. Play clock at 0. You can't take a timeout. And, yeah, that's going to be delay of game. That's delay of game. How do you come out of a timeout and have delay of game? Man, the Packers are just, that's a mess. That is an absolute mess. You cannot do that. So 3rd and 15 now after the penalty. That is a large woman there. 3rd and 15, 3:02. Jordan Love back. He looks. He throws. Deep ball towards the end zone. Has Dobbs. Incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and 15 for the Packers from the 26. They are going to have to attempt a field goal. And that leaves the door open for the Bears. Even if the Packers make the field goal, it'll be a 6-point game. McManus, his long is 52. That was back in 2015 with the Broncos. This is going to be a 44-yard field goal attempt for McManus. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's going wide. It's no good. It is no good. And the Bears have a chance. They are alive. They have the ball. It's in their own territory, but it's going to move up because of the kick. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, high drama at Soldier Field. Bears have 1 timeout remaining. They have the ball. They are only down 3 points. A field goal will tie it. A touchdown will give them the lead. Oh, McManus missed the extra point, and now he's missed 3 points. That would not have iced the game, but would have made it more difficult for the Bears. Oh, my dear sweet Lord. Are you ready? As we see the fans in the stands, ones with cheese grater hats on, they can't believe it. They can't believe what they're seeing. I can't believe it. And I called it. I said, this is how the Bears run these games. And sure enough, it is running as scripted. 1st and 10 for the Bears from their own 34. Caleb Williams looking for somebody, then gets absolutely lit up. Throws down the field. Had Loveland. Throw his hands incomplete. 2nd and 10. Let's all take a breath here. Lloyd screams, now let's go Bears. Irish in the chat says, somebody check on ELS. Lloyd says ELS is currently trying to explain what the F happened. Because I don't even know. Everything bad that could go wrong for the Packers in this second half. After, again, this is what the Bears do. Over the middle, caught by Loveland. He gets it to the 46. 1st down, Bears. Clock is at 2:34. Caleb Williams has come alive in this second half, especially the 4th quarter. The Packers have just, again, I don't. You're going to have a lot to explain as a Packer fan if you can't close this game out. Packers taking a timeout here with 2:07 remaining. Interesting. Jimbo says, ELS is eating those good cookies. I'm going to have one of those once this stream ends, trust me. But wow. Unbelievable drama. So 1st and 10, 2:08. They put a second back on the clock there. It's going to be a handoff here to Swift. Swift gets it to the Packers 48, 47 and a half. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the 2-minute warning. Oh, the drama, the suspense. This is why we watch football. This is why we love it, no matter who your team is, no matter who you root for. You'll watch all the games. Why? Because it is fun. It is exciting. It is drama. It is cinema. And that's what we're watching right now. Packers 27, Bears 24. 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Bears have it with a 2nd and 4 on the Packers 48. A field goal will tie it for the Bears. A touchdown will give them the lead. Do they get the touchdown? Do they get the field goal? Or do the Packers hold them and the Bears end up getting a big, fat L? We're going to find out when we come back after these 2 minutes. Crafty in the chat says, if the Packers lose, I blame Love's cornrows. Because if the Bears lost, I was going to blame the fact that they wore the monochromatic uniforms. I was going to say you should have worn the white pants, not the blue pants. You are saying if the Packers lose, it's Jordan Love's cornrows' fault. So again, we're looking at two things that have nothing to do with actual football play. That would be the reasons for their failure. That's why you and me get each other there, Crafty. That's why me and you get each other. McManus has missed 2 field goals and an extra point. He has cost the Packers 7 points in this game, which would be right now the game as you look at it. Al Michaels has said, I have done 31 games at Soldier Field, and this is the first time I have felt it shaking like this. That could mean that it is the loudest that stadium's ever been, or it could just mean that the construction is really shoddy and finally starting to fall apart. We're not exactly sure. Second and 4 coming out of the 2-minute warning. Komet in motion. Komet in motion again. Caleb takes the snap. Getting rushed, but he escapes the pressure. Throws. Oh, through the hands of DJ Moore. He had it. And it went through his hands. 3rd and 4 with $1:54 remaining. And we've got an injured Bear. He's able to jump off the field, though, to make sure that they don't have to use the timeout. That's a goddamn warrior right there. $75. You're a goddamn warrior. Drapilo. Throw that's going to be caught in the first down for Swift out of the backfield, and he's got more. He's got much more. And he's finally pushed out of bounds, stops the clock with $1:48. But that's going to be all the way down to the Packers' 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Bears and Carlos Santos already in field goal range. So the Bears right now looking at a minimum of a tie if Carlos Santos can make a field goal. But the Bears, I have a feeling, might be looking for just a little bit more. Caleb back. He's looking. He throws. Wide open! DJ Moore! Touchdown! Chicago Bears, and the Bears take the first lead of the game for them. With 1:43 left. Touchdown! Chicago Bears. Unbelievable. They did the thing that I said they always do. And I said, I don't know if you can do that in the playoffs. I don't think you can get away with that in the playoffs. And son of a bitch, they're getting away with it in the playoffs. Irish with the OMG in the chat. Lloyd with the let's effing go and the bear emojis. Oh, snap is down. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is a 4-point lead. The Bears now in the commanding position. The Packers field goal does no good. Not that I think you would put McManus back out there. So the Packers now have to get a touchdown. It is touchdown or nothing. There is 1:43 remaining. The Packers have 1 timeout remaining. Oh, no. Jimbo says, checking in on ELS. Lloyd says, I called this game with you, King. Paul in the chat says, wow. That's really all you can say. Lloyd says, somebody do a wellness check. Call 911 on the ELS. How's my boy? Oh, ELS. Literally just 15 minutes ago, you had Irish, you had other people saying, hey, man, congratulations. It looked like it was over. It looked like the Bears had squandered their opportunities. And what did ELS say? But he was right. See, here's the thing. ELS, in the end, he was right. He says, say that to me when the clocks hit 000. Because he was like, this is good, but I don't trust it, as any fan would. And that is why. Oh, my God. Irish in the chat says, you got to drop the M now. It is just straight up McAnus. I don't disagree. Packers get the kickoff. They are going to return it to the 25. It's going to be cut up to about the 28, and that is where the Packers have the ball. 136. First and 10 from their own 28. They have to get a touchdown. It is a touchdown or it is defeat. Jimbo says, also, I said the Bears would come back for TV ratings. But here's the thing, Jimbo. Like, if it was just this one time, maybe. But the fact that this is the Bears, this is what the Bears have done all goddamn year. And I was like, it's the playoffs now. You can't get away with that. You saw what happened last week at the Lions. They tried it again, but it didn't work. You can't do it all year. And here they are, and they effing did it. 1:35 remaining on the snap. Jordan Love tried to go deep. He's going to do short pass now to Jacobs. Jacobs gets a gain of 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Down to the 31. Clock is ticking. 122, 121, 120. Love in shotgun. Packers only have one timeout left. Love takes the snap. He's back. He throws over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for Reed. Could have been picked off, but it was not. 3rd and 7 with 1:08 remaining. Soldier Field is about to become unglued. The crowd is out of its mind. Third and 7. Love throws. It is dropped by Dobbs. The Gazoo drops it. It would have made it 4th and short. But now it is 4th and 7. This is it. This is the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the critical moment. It is the golden flicker, if you will. That's another YouTube channel. Great channel, by the way. Check them out if you can. Golden Flicker. Wow, we are at the critical moment. Here it is. This is the game. Packers get a first down here. The game continues. If the Bears stop them, the game is over, and the Bears will move on. Love takes the snap. He's back. He looks. He throws. He's got Golden open. Caught! And it is a first down and out of bounds at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 Packers. 1 minute exactly remains here in this football game. Whoo! Let's everybody take a breath. Paul in the chat says, ELS seemed mad at the beginning of the stream. I bet he's blown a gasket by this point. Love, 1st and 10. Throws to the sidelines. That's going to be caught and out of bounds. Stops the clock with 55 seconds left. We got another big Guardian helmet guy there. That's going to be Josh Weil with the reception. Tight end for the Packers. 2nd and 3. 55 seconds remaining at the Bears 49. The Packers have crossed midfield. Again, a field goal does nothing. Not that you would trust McManus to go ahead and get that one. Or McAnus, as we're saying. We've dropped the M now since he's cost the Packers 7 points in this game. Jordan Love back, looks. He's got a deep throw. He's got a man in and out of the hands of Reed. He had him down there. And it is incomplete. 50 seconds remaining. 3rd and 3. Woo, doggy, if you're a Packers fan, you have the squeakiest of squeaky buttholes right now. There is no doubt about that. If you're a Bears fan, you're hoping 2 more downs. Just 2 more downs. What will happen here? From the Bears 49, Love takes the snap. He's going to throw. Crossing pattern over the middle. It is caught by Dobbs. It's a first down, but he stopped in bounds. Clock is running. And Green Bay's used their last time out. I would have maybe spiked the ball, maybe do something like that, but no. They take their last time out. So the Packers now out of timeouts. 44 seconds left. They have 1st and 10 on the Bears' 43-yard line. Woo! Woo! Oh, this is the shit we love, baby. This is the shit we love. This is why we watch the games, baby. As we see a drunk, shirtless man in the crowd, that is not shocking. Neither is his body type. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of non-light beers in that man. First, caught! Oh, right over the middle, caught! And down to about the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, 20-yard gain. And we've got an injured Packer on the field. That'll be a 10-second runoff. That's an automatic 10-second runoff. So there's only 22 seconds now remaining on the clock. "22 seconds now remaining." And because it's 22, we get to see Taylor one last time. 22 seconds as they deal with the injured Packer on the ground. Ryan is the injured offensive lineman down. Lecitus Smith will come in to replace Ryan. Lloyd with the superscript 22 in the chat. So here we go. 1st and 10. The clock is moving. 18, 17. Jordan Love back. Looks, he throws towards the end zone. Oh, incomplete. Christian Watson was the intended receiver. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. 13 seconds remaining. We went from 22 to 13. Taylor's 2 numbers, so she gets to stay up there. Whoo! Woo! Woo! Unbelievable. The drama. Someone want to check on Tom Grassi, too? I hope he's doing all right. Play clock down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. False start. There was a flag before it even got down to that point, apparently. 5-yard penalty against the Packers. Still 13 seconds left. It is now 2nd and 15 from the Bears' 28-yard line. Packers have no timeouts. They have to score a touchdown. Love steps up. He has the ball knocked out. Are they going to call it incomplete or a fumble? Not that it matters because there's 2 seconds remaining. This is it now. This is it. That'd be a fumble. They're going to say that was an incomplete pass. That was a fumble. That ball was coming out before it ever went forward, which means that clock should have went to 2, but instead they're going to move the clock to 7 seconds. So 7 seconds, 3rd and 15. The Bears have the entire population of the state of Illinois in the backfield, making sure nobody's going to get in that end zone. Love fumbles the snap. Time's going to run out. And he's got one chance to chuck it, and he does, and it's incomplete, and the Bears have won. Unbelievable. The Bears did what I said they can't do. They couldn't do what they did in the regular season would not work here. I said what they did in the regular season would not work here. And instead, it worked here. And the Bears win in a game they were losing 21-3 at halftime. I don't understand how, as the Packers, you blow that game. I can't understand how, as the Packers, you blow that game. Now, Grant, I picked the Bears, so I'm glad that the Bears did win as far as my picks go. But how, in the name of God, do you blow that game if you're the Packers? Irish in the chat says, I am so sorry, ELS. And that's the thing. You got to feel bad for ELS. It looked like his Packers were going to go ahead and pull off not just a win, but almost like a walk-away win. They were looking great. It was all sunshine and rainbows for the Packers for a majority of this game. And even in the third quarter, where it was starting to not really look good for them, the Bears were stumbling just as much. So you're like, listen, if as long both of the teams still stumble in the third and fourth quarters, we'll still be fine. We'll still be golden. And right at the end, the Bears, when they needed a field goal to tie or a touchdown to take the lead, they got the touchdown. They got the extra point. McManus missed 2 field goals and an extra point, leaving 7 points on the board for the Packers. And if you look at the score, that is the game. Packers players sitting on the bench in disbelief. Irish in the chat says Packers fans are going to be hearing about this all summer from the Bears fans. I mean, as rivals, as somebody whose best friend is an Eagles fan. Yes, they will. They're going to hear about this for a very long time, are the Packers fans. Again, I still hear about the stupid Deshaun Jackson miracle at the Meadowlands punt return kick from Jimbo every year, every anniversary. I get a goddamn message from him and a video clip. So, yes, that is going to happen. Crafty says, Packers? A choke job? No way. Pecan says, leave McManus in Chicago. They just might. He might be, guess what? You're going to have to find a new line of employment. You better learn how to sell cars, buddy. Lloyd in the chat says, I love this. Lloyd, our resident Lions fan, but again, you should hate the Bears and Packers equally. This should not be this is like me rooting for the Cowboys and the Eagles. It's like, I don't care about either one. Like, I hate both of them. I'm rooting for the meteor. But the Bears did what I said they've done all year, and I said I don't think they can keep on doing it. But here they are, and they did it. Crafty says the Bears having an offense feels like something out of the Twilight Zone. Here's the thing, though. The Bears only have an offense for the second half. Like in any of their games, they only have, because again, you look at the first half stats, boy, Caleb Williams' stats in the first half were atrociously ass. He was well below 50% on his completion percentage. Now, he ends the game at 50%, 24-48. He's got 2 touchdowns, 2 picks for 361 yards. Jordan Love, 24-46 for 4 touchdowns and 323. Love ostensibly had the better game. It was just Caleb had the better game when it needed to be better. And Love had a great first half. And for the Packers, it just fell apart in the second half. For the Bears, it all came together in the second half again. And now, where we kind of thought it was looking like a lock, it was going to be Packers and Seahawks next week. Now, if you're the Seahawks, you're looking at either the Rams or the 49ers. So, congratulations, you got the week 1, but you got the bye week for the wild card. But now your first playoff game is going to be against a divisional opponent at home, which, by the way, your 2 divisional opponents that are also in the playoffs, very good. They are very good teams. So, Seattle almost kind of feels like Oregon last year in the college football playoffs. Hey, you got the bye. You guys are the number 1 ranked team. By the way, you have to play Ohio State now, you know? Oh, God. Paul in the chat says Packers up 27-16 with 6 minutes left. They were up 11 points with 6 minutes left. And, yeah, they blew the game. Somebody brought it. How do you bring a cheese grater into a stadium? Great job, security. Great job, metal detectors. Like, that can't be used on somebody's face. And in Chicago, probably would be. Wow. So, I'll tell you what. 2 great games that came right down to it here to start off wild card weekend. Rams and Panthers. The Rams escape with a victory in Charlotte over the Panthers. And the Bears, who looked like they were dead, left for dead, given up on. People were congratulating ELS for the Packers winning and moving on. And just like that, the Bears come storming all the way back, and they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. And they will have a second home playoff game next week. Opponent to be determined. Bears 31, Packers 27. That is our final for this game here. Ladies and gentlemen, I certainly hope that you enjoyed our broadcast here on Stay Tuned Sports. I certainly did. We will see you tomorrow, by the way, for starting off at 1 o'clock. Bills, Jaguars. The AFC will start having their games, and we'll see that. Crafty says, does Grossi still exist? Stop. Don't be facetious. Yes, of course he does. He's great. I do. I like Grossi. I think he's a great guy. There's nothing right now that touches the scripted series. I'm sorry. I think it's one of the best things out there. I really do. Oh, you're just trying to kiss ass. Yeah, maybe, but I'll tell you what, it's good shit. So, Crafty in the chat says the Bears scored 25 points in the fourth quarter. That's, again, for as good as the Packers defense did for the majority of this game, the fact that the Bears lit them up in that fourth quarter, I mean, that is like, let me see what the chart is, the whole chances to win chart. The Packers were at 92, 93, 95, 90. They were even into the third quarter. They were still in the 90 percentile. They reached the fourth quarter. They started dropping. Then it was back to 89. 95 with 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 97%. Oh, it's actually 98%. There it is. With 5:41 in the fourth quarter, it was 98%. Then it started going down. It was back at 93.2% with 5:07. Then it started dropping. After the Bears got that touchdown to make it 27-24. And you're at 85%, still 85, then dropping 71, then 66, then down to 16. Then back up to 36. Maybe you got a chance. Nope. And then you have just when you look at this whole game, the Packers were up in the 90th and 80th percentiles for the most part. From the second quarter to halfway through the fourth quarter, they were in the 90th percentile to win this game, and they blew it. It's just. Oh. ELS in the chat has joined us just by simply saying, fuck! And I agree with you, ELS. If I was a Packers fan, I would feel much the same way, man. Unbelievable. It's simply just unbelievable. And again, big credit to the Bears. Big credit to Caleb Williams. Big credit to them for not giving up. Big credit to the crowd for being loud. As Al Michaels said, that's the loudest he's ever been. Ever heard it at Soldier Field, and he's been there for 31 games. Wow. And yeah, as we mentioned before this game, the Bears' largest comeback victory, I believe, was 6 points. And that was against the New York Football Giants in the 1933 NFL Championship game. That was the largest comeback, was only 6 points. Today, they've eclipsed that. This is now the largest comeback win for the Chicago Bears in their illustrious franchise history. ELS says, because Lloyd, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the Packer in this case. ELS is on a different level. Not feeling great. And we understand that Lloyd is being a dick. You have to understand that too, ELS, and ignore the dickdom. That is Lloyd. And Lloyd, we love you, but you are a dick. I think we all know that, and that's why we love you. ELS. ELS, no putting people in timeout unless they deserve it. That's why you get a timeout now. You need to relax. I know your team just blew an unblowable game. This game was a lot like me in my 20s. Unblowable. But the Packers found a way. But you can't get all crazy and up in your butt because you're upset. You can't do it. Watching some of the post game here, again, what a wild game. What an absolutely wild game. And again, I didn't think anything was going to beat that Rams game. And for the most part, this game looked like I didn't think anything was going to beat that. But sure not. I just got a message from my old man. It says, "Can you believe it?" I was just telling my father, he's like, "Can you believe this game?" I was like, "Dude, I'm in shock right now on the stream." And I said, "I called it though. This is what the Bears do. They've done it all year. I didn't think they were going to be able to get away with it in the playoffs. I was like, this is a different animal, different game. You're not going to be able to do it." But sure enough, what did the Bears do? They came in and they did it. I just can't believe. How are tomorrow's games supposed to top these two games today? How are the games tomorrow supposed to top this? I don't know how you can do that. I truly don't. But we're going to try, and we're going to be here for it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you liked anything that you watched on this stream, I want to thank you so very much. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button, hit that share button, share us with the world, let the world know that we exist. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so already or this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below. We also have a link for our Discord if you want to join us in there and talk some shit. You're going to have some fun in there. That'll be fun as well. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Time for Bills versus Jaguars. Then at 4:30, we will have the Niners and Eagles. And, of course, the night game will be the Chargers, go Chargers, go, versus the New England Patriots.
Go Chargers, go!
So that'll be a fun one. And I certainly hope to see you all there tomorrow for a triple header. It'll be great and it'll be fun. But until then, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. I will see you all mañana. Adios. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. God, I don't know how it gets better than this.